Welcome everybody to our latest session of Scarlet Citadel. We have a new player joining us today, Jack, who will be playing the character of Penn, so looking forward to seeing him in action. As usual, we will do a quick recap of what occurred last session, and then we will jump into today's session. So when we picked up last week, the group will likely remember that there had been an unfortunate incident of rattling a chain that was going down through this hole, and that noise from the chain had attracted a very large bat, and the bat had come through the hole, pushed its way through, and began flying around and attacking the group. So the group did their best they could to try to get away from the bat, as they were already quite damaged from previous encounters. During this time, unfortunately, Harmony was a little bit split up from the rest of the group, so she wanted to try to find a different place that she could find some safety from this bat. So she ducked into a separate room down below, while the rest of the group made their way out through the main entrance. Eventually, the group did get to safety by shutting the door and waiting some time, and the bat seemingly came up with something else of interest to do, namely the terrible opponent known as the Jailer that you guys had previously defeated and hoped to drag out of there. You eventually discovered the bat had grabbed his body and apparently taken it back down in the hole. During the same time, with Harmony in this extra room, she found that there was a bunch of nasty stuff in this room. In fact, like a rug and some straw that was all covered with bugs, and this bucket that seemingly had really nasty rancid water in it. There was also a chest, however, and she began spending a little bit of time looking around the room, seeing what she could find. Eventually, she heard the sound of footsteps as something large was approaching, and having recalled that the ogre Scar that the group has fought a couple of different times was making his way here to claim this room based on an agreement between the party, Ushlux, and apparently Scar following Ushlux orders. She sort of suspected this might be him. Eventually, she opened the door and was able to confirm that suspicion, as it was indeed Scar who was approaching. Scar seemingly was a bit maybe surprised that it was just Harmony here and not the full group, and he kind of bullied her a bit, perhaps is the appropriate term, and forced her to sing a song for him as he was just sort of relaxing here in the room. As she did so, Harmony sung this little bit of song trying to pacify the ogre as she was trying to make her break out of this place. Scar was keeping a pretty good eye on her, though, and it was difficult for her to get away. Eventually, the group did start making their way back downstairs, heard the sound of this singing, and approached. And eventually, this allowed Harmony to rejoin the group after Scar seemingly was a little bit dozy, perhaps, maybe not paying as much attention. And after exiting, the group was rejoined. So with this completed and the group all whole once again, the group decided to do a little bit of additional scanning around this area, was able to discover that there was this sort of like torture room to the south of where the group had previously been. And after approaching that area, there was this large statue. Upon investigation of the statue, some of the torture devices in the room actually animated and began to strike out at our player characters. In fact, Elliot, who was the one who investigated the statue and touched it, seemed to be knocked away into like a daze. He had a really hard time speaking. He was very stuttering, unable to move. He had to be escorted. Very dangerous situation. As these animated torture devices attacked the group, including a torture rack, an iron mask, and a random wheel, the group started backing away, eventually making their way up this set of stairs, upon which time they realized that these animated devices didn't seem to be able to leave the room. So once the group was able to get on the stairs and back away a bit, these devices sort of split up at that point and were presumably returned to an inanimate state. The group then made their way outside of the Scarlet Citadel and headed back to the village of Red Tower. Once there, the group engaged in a bit of conversation and did some individual sort of like tasks or interests. So we had Harmony reaching out to the Temple of Eric there on the outskirts of the town in order to acquire some mistletoe for a holy symbol for druids. And we had some of the group members speak with Matilda, the historian there in the village of Red Tower, and ask if she had found anything of interest on this ring that the group had discovered. Asked her basically to take a look at it, see if maybe it had any historical value, or, as she had implied in the past, some items in Scarlet Citadel actually retain a bit of a memory of their previous owners, and if those owners were blooded individuals or scions, she had the ability to sort of withdraw some of that and perhaps distribute it to another individual. As the group presented this ring to her, she looked it over, but it turned out that it was just a nice pretty bauble, but nothing else of significance. Group eventually decided to sell it to Ambrosi, the proprietor of the Cage Inn and Tavern, and spent a bit of time there in the Cage Inn and Tavern, eating, drinking, and planning for the next day's events. Near the end of our session, Sebastian, the group's hired hand, asked for his cut of the money, and if anybody else wanted to give him additional money for gambling purposes. And Elliot, I believe, gave him a few. I'm trying to remember if anybody else gave him some. It could have been
Corin did.
Corin, thank you. Yeah, so, and then he was able to gamble, and he actually did pretty successful, making more of his money on this gambling endeavor and playing some dice with some other individuals here in the tavern. And the group then got in a long rest in preparation for the next day's journey back to the Scarlet Citadel. So that was a quick recap of what we did last week. Is there anything I missed there, team, that anybody would like to add?
Elliot interacted with like a guy in the tavern that looked like an adventurer that he tried to hire, and he basically told him no and like leave me alone.
Yes, great addition there, Hugo. Go ahead and take inspiration for that. So there was this sort of mysterious looking figure off in the corner with this hood that was drawn down low, obscuring his face. And Elliot indeed did try to get some more information out of him, sort of pegged him as an adventurer. And this guy seemed to have no interest at all in speaking with Elliot or being hired or anything like that, and pretty much just brushed him off.
I also just want to note that Harmony was able to smell the fact that she left some valuables in the den of the ogre.
Yes, great addition as well. Go ahead and take inspiration for that, Libby. So using your spell, the something avarice, Mammoth's Avarice, I believe it was called, you had the ability to smell valuable metals, and after having found a ring in that room, and then quickly were interrupted by Scar, and eventually were moved out of that room, you did detect the scent of additional precious metals back in that room. Excellent. Any other additions from the group? Okay, if not, then let us go ahead and get over to our Village of Red Tower map, as the group is currently still in the village. I know everybody leveled up to 3 last time, so hopefully I didn't hear anybody on Discord or anything about issues with the level up. So I'm going to go ahead and apply a long rest to the team real quick, and we will start the session here. Alrighty, excellent. So there is the long rest. Hopefully that will reset everybody's everything, and Pen, of course, should already be maxed of everything, so no need there. Okay, group, so it is the morning of the next day as the group awakes to find themselves in the Cajun Tavern Inn. As you guys slowly make your way downstairs after having gotten a restful night's sleep the night before, you find yourself in the common room. There's a few folks here, though it's not nearly as packed as it was last night. And you can see that the proprietor, Ambrosi, here is sort of has this nonchalant, perhaps a little bit of an exhausted look to him. Who is the first to come down the stairs?
Cornwell. Hugo will come down too.
All right, sounds like Corin and Hugo are both coming down at the similar time as you find yourself in the common room.
I think Corin will just kind of talk to Ambrosi, get the whatever passes for breakfast around here kind of started, figuring the rest of the group will be down shortly, and he'll kind of wave at Hugo. And I think by this point we probably have our own special table that we always sit at, so Corin will go over there.
Yeah, let's just skip breakfast for everybody.
All right, as you speak with Ambrosi, he tells you that the breakfast that's being prepared by the kitchen staff is oatmeal today, and as you approach your sort of common table, he lets you know that he will have some servings of it brought to your table.
Thank you, Ambrosi. Good morning, Hugo.
Morning. Corin, you like magic, right?
I do.
Think I figured some stuff out.
That book that I've seen you read.
Yeah. Now, let me try something real quick. Alright?
Corin looks a little wary, but he doesn't run away.
He's gonna take out a coin and try as sneakily as he can to cast light on it and sort of like cover it up if it starts lighting up.
All right, and I assume this is just the typical light cantrip.
Yeah, the light cantrip.
All right, go ahead and post that. I do believe that has a verbal and somatic component. So, of course, waving your hand about and uttering some magical words would be pretty hard to hide here. But most of the people that are in the tavern don't seem to pay you much mind. Oh, not somatic, so just verbal and material. So, yeah, uttering the magical words.
Well done. That'll be useful. It seems like light is a problem for some of us.
Yeah, I figured you have the right idea. I've been getting literally almost killed every time. I'd rather just sit in the back with you, try out these things I think I've figured out and stay a little safer.
That's probably wise. It's, it can be dangerous sometimes. Although it seemed like the jailer wanted to go for the weak ones anyway, so that may not be a guarantee that we'll be safe at least all the time, but a little distance can't hurt.
Especially with Grask. He's big enough for the both of us.
Didn't he look bigger when he got back yesterday? I feel like he was bigger.
I mean, he's a lot more virile, that's for sure.
He did seem to be moving pretty spryly, I thought.
All right, it's probably about this time that the waitress comes by with a kettle of oatmeal and sets it on a hot plate in the middle of your table and has a few different bowls set out and begins to ladle some of the oatmeal into each one of your dishes. You notice her attention is drawn to the stairs as the next player character comes down the stairs, who is... Uh-oh, everybody wants to be last. Okay, I'm going to say it's Harmony.
Groggily, Harmony comes down the stairs. And joins them at the table. Oh, thanks for the grub. Do I owe you guys anything?
No. Just keep us alive still.
That's great news because, I don't have anything.
Can you get a cut from that ring?
Oh, wait. Maybe I have a little something now, huh?
Did you sleep well, Harmony?
Oh, yeah, man. I had some crazy dreams. How about you?
I always have crazy dreams.
Me too, especially after I'm playing with my herbalism kit.
Did you dream of anything in particular, or just the standard fare?
Mostly dreamt about food. Some delicious cakes.
Well, maybe later today we'll find some. I think it's oatmeal for now.
Yeah, maybe.
Next, coming down the stairs, you see a very groggy looking Sebastian as he takes a couple of steps, puts a hand to his head and utters an audible "Ugh," and then makes a couple more steps before repeating the process.
How'd the gambling go, Sebastian?
Yes, quite well. We did very well, but as you can see, the celebration, it went on a little too late in the night, and my head.
Maybe have an ale or something. That might help you.
Ah, here's the dog. Oh, yes, this might be exactly what he's called for.
I think you should put some of these leaves that I gathered into some tea, and I'll fix you up.
You notice he barely glances towards your little concoction here and shakes his head. Ah, could not trouble you? I said, no problem at all. Yes, Martino, I'll take an ale. And I imagine it's about this time as Grask also enters down to the common room.
Grask is looking more confident in his step as he comes down, and he walks over to the table. And then he looks a little less pleased when he sees the oatmeal waiting for them. I thought we agreed meat.
Well, Grask, I think this is the breakfast that they have. But maybe they have some meat that can be brought out too.
It doesn't look good. Is it good?
I like it. It's a little bland, but some cinnamon cures
It's
that.
all right.
All right, so
You
why is
know.
he so whispery?
Whoops, sorry, what was that, Jack?
Why was he so whispery?
That's his lizard folk voice.
Just a voice I put on. Is it too quiet? I can move my mic a little closer.
All right, group. So as you guys are getting a bit of oatmeal here at the table and getting some beverages, you notice Sebastian again getting ale, while the rest of you, some of you may be getting tea or some other morning beverages like some juice, that sort of thing. As you guys are sort of connecting with one another and sharing in your exploits from the day before, the doors will begin to open as you notice a newcomer enters into the Cage Tavern and Inn. And Jack, if you'd like to go ahead and describe to the group what they see when they look at Penn.
All right. So he's wearing fancy kind of clothes, mustache, brown hair, got a coat on, carrying a handkerchief in his hand. Looks around the room and coughs. And they see the handkerchief's all bloody, and he just kind of looks around and then kind of winds it up and puts it in his pocket. Then I guess I don't know how we should go about saying that we all want to read to the Citadel or not, but
All right, so as Penn enters and the group notices him here, you notice at the table Sebastian taking a drink, and he kind of looks over, noticing Penn as well, and looks back at the group and says, he looks worse than me, no?
So you're probably about even, but
Excuse me, sir. Do you need some tea for that cough?
I must appreciate that, ma'am.
Come on, have a seat. Tell us where are you from?
I'm from Brecht. Just made my way out here. Heard there might be something around here, parts that might help a little problem I be having with my chest. My lungs aren't working the way they should. Yeah.
you see Hugo stands up and backs away a little bit. He's like, "You're sick or something."
These leaves I gathered in the forest will fix you right up.
I'll try anything, man. Thank you kindly.
Don't take this the wrong way, stranger, but I may have dreamt about you last night. And I will roll my little thingamabob here. Jack, one of my feature thing here is I can have a dream about party members, or probably anybody really, and then they get a small buff for the next day. So I'm gonna say I dreamt about you and who would this be good for? Grask. Yeah, both you and Grask, and so you get a +2 on an attack roll at some point. I'll post the thing so you can read it fully. But yeah. So anyway, Corin says, I saw you and our large lizard friend here, both managing what seemed like very difficult strikes with weapons. It was a bit of an odd dream. I don't remember you coughing in it, but do you want some oatmeal?
I prefer to drink my breakfast. You know what I mean? Waitress? Whiskey.
And you notice a woman in the back looks towards you and says, "Whiskey? This early? Are you sure?"
I wouldn't have asked if I wasn't sure, ma'am.
Coming right up. You see she kind of scurries off back towards the back end of the bar.
Well, what brings you to town? You look more capable than the rest of this lot in here.
Yeah, I had a interaction with a dragon, black dragon. The fumes, as it passed by, kind of settled in my lungs. I hear them looking for, there might be some kind of magic cure around here, so that's why I moved over to these parts, seeing if I could find anything that might help.
Mushrooms out around here are supposed to be dope.
Yeah, I don't know about them dope mushrooms. I heard some things.
They're not much for magic in this town proper, it seems, but the place we're going is full of all sorts of crazy stuff.
Mostly trying to kill you.
Yeah, I can't guarantee there's a cure for you there, but there's certainly a lot of magical things going on. There's a wizard that we know, sort of.
Yeah, then, well, let's see what I can do. Let's go out like a blaze of glory.
Alright.
Grask has tried the oatmeal. At this point, he's thoroughly unimpressed. He pushes that bowl aside and he looks up at Penn. That cough of yours isn't infectious.
Yeah, poison fumes stuck in my lungs.
Bad way to go.
You notice at this point, Sebastian looks up as the waitress puts the glass of whiskey down and slides it over to Penn. Sebastian looks to her and then looks back over and says, I don't suppose that you can, breathe this poison out and get all your enemies in one big blast?
Yeah, that's pretty funny. I like that.
Maybe some other time then. As a group, it's a question. You have this new individual. Are you thinking to take him into the Scarlet Citadel?
Are you interested in joining us, stranger?
Yeah, I would like some company if you guys don't mind.
I think that's fine, although there's not much we can do to guarantee your safety. We've almost died several times now going inside.
Yeah, well, I die walking across the street.
Well said.
We're splitting everything evenly, so whatever we get, share the spoils.
Yeah, and then Corn will look at Sebastian. Are you feeling up for going in today? You seem a little green.
Well, the truth is, my head feels like a big ram, just kind of rushed right into it, but if your other friend, Elliot, or whatever he has gotten off to, you don't see him, if he was going to go with you, I'd probably say I could stay here, but, well, I suppose I can still help some, it's up to you, if not, of course, there's many things to do here in the Red Towers that I can take care of.
Do we want Sebastian to come?
I think
The more the merrier at this
the more
point.
the merrier. Yeah. we need all the help we can get.
That's our motto.
Yes, Sebastian, if you'd like to come, please.
Make a note that my guy is like incredibly perceptive. The 21 natural passive perception. So.
All right, yeah. So
always
noticing
scanning
anything.
around and looking around all the time.
The new Leo.
50.
The laser eyes, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, so I'd say overall you're noticing that this is a pretty calm atmosphere. Again, it's early in the morning. There doesn't seem to be anybody, sneaking up or anything like that. Overall, pretty run-of-the-mill fare. As your group indicates that you're interested in taking Sebastian once again, you notice he slaps on the table a couple times and gets a smile on his face once again and kind of shakes his head a little bit and says, well, I just shake this off and I'd be ready to go, but let's say, folks, this time we find something more than just the one ring, because I really need the money. As you can see, when I gamble, I turn one coin to two to seize the fall, so we don't want to just be, have no money, so let us find something, yes?
Yes.
Harmony, you were sniffing around. Did you find any more monies, more coin down there?
Apparently, I should have investigated that disgusting place a little further, because Scar is sitting on something, but that's all I detected.
Let's go see. He might not even be in there, and we can just go in and take it.
I'm
There's
sure if
still
you
a-
just knock on the door and ask nicely.
There's probably also other things that we missed since we were more or less running out of there. No, wait, we weren't running out of there because we managed to not die. So there's probably more to discover anyway. So
Yeah,
say
but
let's go.
I think we probably will need to go deeper. Because we don't want to be around that wizard. We made a deal that we don't bother each other. I don't trust him, but I also don't want to make him angry at us.
I briefly mentioned him to Matilda yesterday, who had run into him. She seemed to think that he could be more or less would keep his word. So I think as long as we abide by not bothering him, whatever that actually means, that he should stay away from us, I think. Maybe.
Adam, can I approach the bartender or the innkeeper, and see if he could sell me a spell component pouch?
You can, yes. You approach the counter where you notice Ambrosi standing here, sort of disinterested, and as he sees you approaching, he takes a couple steps closer. You need a spell component pouch. Yes, I think I have something here for you. Let me see.
It's got everything.
You'd be surprised what random odds and ends seem to come my way from folks coming in and through town.
I'm gonna join him talking to Ambrosi as well.
All right, yeah, you approach by as he's looking through his stock.
While you're checking, do you happen to have some opalescent feldspar?
Yeah, that's an awfully specific request. What do you need that for?
Just a sliver. Add to my collection.
You notice he kind of raises an eye at you as he's still fiddling around in the back. So spell component pouch, you say?
Yeah. I guess it's pretty handy.
Yeah, it's also kind of expensive. I could sell you one for 25 gold.
All right, you have a deal. I need it. Here you go.
All right. You see he kind of shuffles underneath the counter and places this larger belt with various pouches up on the table and slides it over to you, and he will take your 25 gold pieces. All right, and then just for clarification, Armini, when you're asking for this feldspar, is this like a spell component item, or is this a particular use that you're looking for?
It's a spell component.
And is the spell component have a listed cost?
No.
All right, so that would typically be considered part of your, you don't need to supply it. It's like with a mistletoe or whatever other focus that you use. So you'll notice that Ambrosi sort of looks around. He does indeed find a very small amount of this. Looking up at you again, kind of curious, he just puts a tiny little pouch and slides it across. Let's say 2 silver.
How about 1?
You see, kind of, go ahead and give me a blind check here, Armini, as you're trying to save a whole silver piece. No, price is 2.
Yeah, I give him 2.
He takes your 2 coins and slips it quickly into his apron strings here. And then he looks up at you all and says, well, I hope that was good. Is there anything else that you're needing today?
Not me.
Well,
No.
if you're heading back in, I hope you find more interesting things to come and sell me. And don't forget to tell your friend Corin I give the best prices. Don't bother shopping around.
Yeah, we'll let him know.
Corin yells, I'm going to shop wherever I want. No, I'm kidding.
Come back to the table. Corin, he is like pissed off at you or something.
He probably didn't appreciate me trying to find a better deal somewhere.
Well, he had what I needed. I'm ready to go. You guys ready?
I think
Yeah.
I'm ready.
Ready for anything, man.
Let's go.
All right, excellent. As the group finishes up their preparations here, eating up some oatmeal and drinking their drinks, you guys eventually make your way out of the Cage Inn and Tavern and back into the village proper. Is there anywhere you're wanting to stop, or is this a beeline right for the Scarlet Citadel?
A beeline, but we gotta skip that.
Avoid the
That
damn pond.
All right, I like it. Everyone remembers that pond. All right, so the group makes their way outside of town, and when getting somewhat close to the sunken pond, moves around into the farmlands and makes their way along the path and towards the Scarlet Citadel. So the group is journeying along with your new companion Pen here as you guys are making your way to the northwest, and you've done this journey a couple of times, so nothing too big surprising. Pen, you're keeping your eyes focused. It looks to be mostly plains, but there is the forest sort of on one side of you. On the other side, off in a distance, is a river, so occasionally you might pick up the sound of running water or get a scent of water in the air kind of thing. But you guys walk for a good 2 hours or so before finding yourself on the outskirts of the Scarlet Citadel.
Oh, right. Pen, sometimes it's not all the time, but sometimes there's harpies that show up around here, and they can sing songs that will get some of us confused. So be ready to, I guess, deal with that. As Corin is putting in his earplugs, his cotton ball things.
Home sweet home. Harmony's gonna put in her earplugs too.
I'm gonna risk it this time. No plugs.
All right. Do we want to go in the same way?
We've been here so many times. How'd we go in last time?
We've been going in through the, basically, what we would probably consider the front. I think that's fine. We've cleared all the, what we know is in our way.
Mm-hmm.
So just a quick reminder for some of the stuff you're seeing here, and as a addition for Penn, as this is the first time that he is seeing this, you guys recall that there is this large chunk of rubble here as some of the outer exterior walls have collapsed in, creating a blockage of vision. You can certainly climb that if you wish, but a couple of your companions have done so in the past and then fallen due to the sliding rubble and sustained some injuries.
All right, I'm just going to meld into the shadows and follow them.
All right, you do the best you can to remain unseen.
Not seeing anything up here. Corin does kind of like reach out and give everyone the thumbs up of looking like it's clear up here.
All right.
All right, group makes their way into
All right, so
this
we're going up.
entrance. And as before, guys, you notice there is this hole in the ground where there presumably used to be a trapdoor, which is long since decayed, and there's simply an opening in the floor here.
Can we see if we hear any harpies?
As you listen carefully, based on your passive perceptions, you do not hear the sound of any harpies or anything else very close by.
It might have driven them off for good that last time.
That would be nice.
Go ahead and pull out my short bow and hold the arrow in the ready.
All right, short bow in hand, arrow knocked.
All right.
Down we go.
Let's head down.
All right, you guys
Smells,
carefully...
smells a little bad.
Yes, indeed. You guys carefully climb down the ladder built into the wall here where this open in the floor is. And as you guys will recall, you get to that second lower level, and that's where you spot that very decorative entrance into the Scarlet Citadel itself. Again, just for reference, I'll quickly throw up that image for your information. All right, there we are. So as you descend down and the stairs turn a bit, this is what you notice as the entrance into the Scarlet Citadel. Any special preparations the group is doing other than descending down? And you guys know there's the various piles of bones that you have to step by and navigate to get down into the next level. Anything particular doing other than just making your way down?
Grass is going to take out his cotton earplugs when they get into the first lowered room, and then he'd turn to Corin and say, "Corin, tell the new guy what to expect."
There's, well, actually, we've barely been inside, so.
If you jump down there, how are you gonna get back up? Do you need a rope or something? We could climb, attach somewhere here.
There's a ladder. There's a ladder.
Oh, okay,
into
my
the
ladder.
wall.
All right, never mind then. We're good.
I think the main things are there's a mage and a red orc monster thing.
Ogre.
Ogre. There's a red ogre that currently we have tentative deals struck with to not bother. Otherwise, zombies, that sort of thing, seems to be typical down there.
The bat, Corin.
The man?
Oh, the bat.
The bat.
The bat. Also, be careful if you touch any levers, make loud noises. There's definitely things that are attracted by noise down there. We found a large bat the last time we were going through. Also, at this point, I'm going to cast Mage Armor on myself.
All right, feel free to burn that spell slot.
And Harmony is going to whip up some delicious good berries.
All right, excellent. Feel free to go ahead and set yourself back to public posting there, Harmony. So you create 10 berries as you wave your hands and say these magical words. All right, so it sounds like the group is simply descending down, walking through the pile of bones to get to the lower level, yes?
Yep.
Yeah.
Excellent. All right, group, you descend down through that elaborate entrance, step through the pile of bones, hear the sound of some of them rattling off as skulls or hand bones just kind of clap or clasp against the wall and just sort of rattle, that sort of thing, and find yourself back in the Scarlet Citadel. Quick GM note here. To try to make this a little bit easier, I added some torches and produced flames off in the lower right there. So if you choose to brandish a torch, I'm hoping you'll just be able to drag it over. And obviously what's in your hands and all that will matter. But that should make it a little bit easier to grab a torch. And then when you don't need it, throw it off to the side is what I'm hoping.
Nice.
Okay. So, Hugo is going to just have an open hand and a shield. But he is going to cast light on his shield down here.
Light on his shield. Okay, and this one's more long term, so I'll just place this right on your token.
Okay.
All right, and the light of your shield illuminates, casting into the darkness.
Well, do we want to see if
My guy has night vision or something if it's dark, because I can see down like corridors and something. Is that supposed to happen?
A couple of your companions may be giving off light, so I know that Hugo just said he's got a light spell on, so that would be going off. Oh, and look at that. There's a torch that you guys left on here from last adventuring thing, but likely that's burned out by now, so we'll go ahead and snuff that.
All right, that's better. Now I can't see.
Excuse me. Yes, okay. Appreciate you pointing that out.
Grask will point down the hallway to their left. The bat's that way. Avoid it.
All right, so you want to go to the door in the north end?
Oh, and another quick fun note, and this one will be super annoying, Pen, but if you'll notice on the top right corner, this map is actually not cardinal direction, so north is actually
It's west.
right.
Yeah, so you want to go west there to
there you
that
go.
door, then not deal with the bat.
Right.
Hard to tell. There's treasure past the bat.
we still would have to deal with the
All right,
ogre?
now kill the bat. All right, let's go.
Grask wants to size up Pen, so he'll look him up and down and see like what weapons is Pen carrying, and also how big is Pen frame wise.
It's about 6 foot, weighs like 90 pounds.
Looks like Val Kilmer.
Very
90
emaciated and sick looking.
Did I miss a 100, or is that just 90? Like you're super lanky, tall, and
No,
underweight?
Yeah, like emaciated, very sunken looking.
So you don't look good at all.
No.
No offense to men. What are you carrying for weapons? I know you mentioned you pulled out a short bow.
I have a
before.
rapier.
Okay, all right. Grass just trying to get a read on you.
Um, Corin will say, well, do we want to try and deal with the bat and the ogre, or do we want to see about a different location altogether down here?
We might be able to just sneak by the bat if it's down the pit. I think it's just because of me messing around last time. That's what brought it out, but
It's probably okay.
Bat.
it's as big as you and me. It's and bigger even. But you know, if it comes up, then maybe we deal with it. But I think we try to maybe sneak by it.
It's not represented on the map either, but last time Grask did take the table and put it over the cover, unless it's been removed, Adam.
As you look into the room, you can see that it is still covered.
Is the door open? I can walk in.
It is, yes.
Alright.
I think as long as we don't make too much loud noise, we can probably get by fine.
All right, let's go.
So we don't want to go down the hole, is what you're saying.
Not today, at least.
I hadn't thought of it, but
I'm gonna try and stay ahead of the light and just try and keep hidden the whole time if I can.
All right, so as you enter this room and start walking down these stairs, Pen, let me give you a quick description of what you see. You've entered a large, well-equipped torture chamber straight out of a psychopath's nightmare. Torture devices line the walls and benches. Some you recognize, while others must be the feverish creations of whoever or whatever uses this collection. And it does get used, as indicated by fresh blood spattered on the floor, hotly glowing braziers of flickering coals, and the terrified scent or aura that is sort of in the air here. There's just sort of a area of fear, you might think of it as. In addition, an immense statue of a gape-mouthed frog looms over the room from a dais set against the east wall.
Be careful with the frog. It has some magic on it.
yeah, it's what set off everything last time. Don't touch the frog.
You guys been in here then? Do we need to go this way or the other way? There's another door over there.
The door's where the ogre is.
Scar's house room.
Alright.
I'm listening at the door to see if I can hear anything, any stirring or snoring or anything.
Sure, give me a blind check.
And also, Adam, I'm guessing this is just the description of the room, but does the blood actually look like it's fresh?
Not fresh since the last time you've been here, most likely, but still, recent as in the last day or two.
Got it.
All right, Armini, as you listen by the door carefully, seeing if you can hear anything, it is quiet.
Corin will shrug it at Armini. Do you want to knock?
This time I tried the door, it was locked. Or at least I couldn't open it.
I can take care of that.
Should we bother him? I would feel like we should only go in if we don't think he's there. Or at least be quiet or something. I don't know.
Yeah, let's do it quietly. He's not going to need that money in there.
We don't do quiet.
Well,
I reckon you guys said you weren't gonna bother him.
Exactly.
there's money in there, though.
If we could do it quietly, we wouldn't be bothering him.
So you plan on stealing this guy's money, is what you're saying?
He's only owned the room for a day. We killed the old guy and he moved in. It's ours.
Also, he tried to kill us.
Alright, so this about vengeance. I could deal with that.
If we try to open it and see what's in there, and just say sorry if he's in there waiting for us.
Give it a shot. If anything, we're pretty fresh now, so.
It's locked, right?
As you put your hand on the door and attempt to open it, the door handle does turn, but the door will not push. Feels like likely it is barricaded from the other side.
Oh, right. There might not be a quiet way to do this.
He's got to be in there if it's barricaded. So maybe we should
Probably
try another
passed
time.
out against the door.
Yeah, let's try another time.
We'll come back.
But it's been that way since last time, right?
When he went in. So I would think that means that he's in there himself.
Ben, the last time we were here, we had to drag a man out after that Brack beat him up.
I think we should go the other way. I don't want to go back in that room.
Yeah, there's no door in that room, right?
Is the crack we can get through, or is that too small for us?
You can get through it. If you remember, when you guys came from the other side, the jailer actually walked through that opening in the wall to confront you.
Right.
But the wizard's in that room.
Well, we can just walk around him.
Harmony just puts one toe in the room to make sure that nothing comes to life.
I mean, we're already in here.
She's scared.
I don't see the wizard right now. He doesn't look like he's through here.
Well, why don't we go on then?
All right. Rask, after you.
All right, as you make your way into this room, Pen, you notice this simple shrine is dominated by a larger-than-size statue of an individual in his boat. The representation is somewhat abstract, but it looks very dignified. The figure standing in the boat is holding an oar perfectly upright in both hands. The prow of the boat is darkly stained and contains many small bones.
Bones?
Yes,
They're in the boat?
they are.
Nothing looks dangerous.
The bones in the boat. What do I see? Like a rib cage and arms and legs? Does it look like a full person?
No, it looks to be mostly finger bones.
Some sort of sacrificial offering.
The jailer seemed to have a preference for fingers.
All right, unfortunately, I'm getting a little bit of lag here, guys. I'm going to lock the tokens momentarily because I saw somebody move somewhere of interest. Okay, so, Corin, as you entered that room to your northwest and entered the first block of that room, I will need you to go ahead and make a dexterity saving throw, please.
Oh, man, but I moved out.
I know, I was trying to hit my button quick, but unfortunately I get a little lag here. All right,
11.
so I'm going to unlock the tokens and place you back where you were. So as you're here, as you step into this space, you notice almost immediately, you probably hear the sound as you're stepping of some type of pressure plate. You try to quickly move, but you're not fast enough, as you notice that an iron portcullis drops here and here, blocking exit from this room.
Well, that was a mistake.
What happened?
I tripped a plate. I guess I'm going to take a look around this room now to see if there's a way to undo this.
I'm gonna look around the walls and the stuff around here too, and see if I could see anything that might open it.
All right, so Pen, you'll make your first check of the campaign. So just have your tokens selected, and then the top left in your token actions, you'll see a token action for blind check. Go ahead and click that for me. And Corin, blind check from you as well. Okay, so Pen, you look around this area for anything of interest, levers, release, anything like that, but you do not find anything. Corin, as you spend a bit of time looking around as well, it looks pretty obvious that this was designed to trap people that were trying to escape. So both of these portcullises are down. They look quite heavy. You're wondering if there's any way you will even be able to lift these.
Corin, lift it from your side as well.
Does it know what skill and stuff I'm blind checking, or is it just, how's that work?
Yeah, so it makes a blind check of every single skill, every saving throw, and then I can just read the number that I need.
Okay.
I'll post an example for you over in Discord just so you know what it looks like. All right, so it sounds like you're going to try to do some kind of lifting here.
Yeah, I want to lift it, and I want Corin to help me, mainly because he's got a good angle on it.
Right.
All right, so I will say, Grask, you can go ahead and make an athletics check at advantage. All right, so you put your arms on this portcullis and you begin to lift, and you can feel that it's actually like locked into the floor. So not only would you have to lift this, you would have to somehow break the locking mechanism, and it feels very sturdy.
It's not heavy. It's locked.
Oh, well. I guess I just live here now.
There's another pathway over here. Maybe it leads somewhere that goes around to the other side? I don't know.
Adam, does it look feasible that I would be able to start blasting my way out of here with a couple of firebolts, or a dozen firebolts even?
The cage is made of metal. It does not look like a firebolt alone would be sufficient.
Well, why don't you all check a little further in? I'd imagine that there would have to be some release close by, but just maybe double check that statue.
All right.
I'll wait here. I'm not going anywhere.
We could also go around because we know it connects through this hallway, and maybe there's a lever on the other side.
To that point, do I see anything coming through over here?
And you mean like light or enemies, or what do you mean by anything coming through?
I mean, like, what do I see? What do I see when I look down this hallway?
It looks to be like a set of stairs that rises up, and then you notice what appears to be like a cage. Putting two and two together, you seem to recall that this is the same location you originally encountered Scar.
Well, up to you all. You could try going around to the other side and see if there's anything there. Or...
I'm gonna wait and see what happens to these guys when they touch the statue.
Yeah, I guess you will inspect the statue just in case there's any sort of lever or anything like that.
Check it for traps. See if there's anything.
All right, so you'd like to search the statue itself for traps, Pen?
Yep.
All right, another blind check, please, as you investigate looking for any sign of traps. And did somebody else declare an action I might have missed there?
Yeah, I'm going to search the statue for any sort of release lever or anything like that, including in the pile of bones.
Okay, yeah, same with you. Give me a blind check, Hugo. Okay, so Pen, you look across this statue for any kind of traps, and you are quite confident that the statue is not trapped. It looks to be mostly decorative and likely was built in sort of maybe an intent to sort of worship this figure. In fact, as you look at this figure pretty close, you realize that this is an archaic depiction of the Cold Rider. Hugo, as you look around this area as well, pushing your hand through the bone pile, seeing if you can find anything of interest. No, it seems to be just rubble. These bones, they are obviously been placed here intentionally, as there's so many of them, but there's also debris, your odd rock or loose stone, that kind of thing. So it doesn't look like whoever's been putting this together has had too much worry about it being just the bones.
Did you say there was an... Oh, go ahead.
What is
There's
that in
nothing.
his hands?
There's nothing
Can I-
here.
What is that in his hands there?
He is holding onto an oar, which is all part of the statue, so the oar itself is stone as well.
Alright, can try and move the oar.
The oar does seem to be fixed. It does not move at all.
Okay.
I think, did we do a check on if we knew much about the Cold Rider last go around?
You did, yes.
Yeah, there was not much.
Some of you recall that he's sort of probably the most prominent dark force in this land. So when people want to say, oh, I felt a cold step across my shoulder, or the hairs on the end of my neck stood up, the Cold Rider's probably the first one they're going to blame.
We gotta go around to the other side.
All waits here.
Goodbye, Corin.
Bye, Grask. Corin gets a message spell in another few seconds saying, I'm actually still here, Grask.
Meaning Corin cast that spell, you're saying?
Yes.
All right, yeah, go ahead and post that one. All right, you
So is
verbally
is
cast
this
that.
blocked with the
Yeah, so you see that there's a portcullis essentially at the bottom of the stairs here.
Hey, Corin, are you in
moving
this?
around? I'm
is
still
this
looking
you?
for any kind of lever or anything that we might.
Oh, there you are.
Anything that might trigger.
Searching this side then? Sure, Pen. Yeah, go ahead and throw me another blind check.
Say, don't worry, Corin, we're gonna get you out of there, buddy.
I'm not worried yet.
Well, if you posted that check, Pen, it hasn't come through yet. Just select your token and do blind check, please. All right, as you're searching this area, this little hallway with the stairs down, you do notice built into the side of the wall here on the north wall, there's a small panel built into the wall that looks like it could be slid back.
All right, I'll see if I can open that bad boy.
You are able to do so easily, just putting a finger in there, and especially I imagine being very light, your fingers are probably a little bit narrow as well. So you kind of slide that back a bit, and sure enough, you notice inside this recessed area inside the panel is a lever.
All right, I will
Is
pull
there-
the lever.
Oh no.
As you pull the lever, you notice the portcullis, or portcullis, I don't know if that's the plural of that or not, but either way, both of the portcullises lift up and resume their open position.
Well done, Pen.
Oh man, nothing gets by you, Ben. That's crazy.
Well, I suppose everyone keep an eye out for accidentally tripping that.
Was there any
pressure
other
point.
way to go in there when you were in there? Was it
This
just
is,
the room you're in, or was there another exit?
as far as I could tell, this was just
As you scan
only
around
room.
briefly here, Corin, realizing that you're no longer in imminent danger, you notice that this chamber must be a storeroom. There are small casks of water, some preserved meat, bread, and vegetables are stacked against the west wall.
Does it look like actually still good stuff?
I would say it looks edible.
Oh, okay. We'll just leave that there.
I
It's
say,
like some
Pen,
sort of sorry, just
Go ahead.
slits in the wall here, or is it just kind
So
of?
this looks like a prison cell, as these are bars that separate the hallway from the cell itself. And you notice that there is a door in the cell here, and it looks like this could be open to enter the cell.
I
All right,
say,
I'll try and
Grask spent some time in one of these.
I'll try and open the door. Should I click the open close door button?
Unfortunately, that script is not working right now as the developer is trying to fix the issue since the latest update, but I will go ahead and open this for you as the two bars here in the door do indeed slide open as you have gained entry.
All right, doesn't look like there's anything in there.
Nothing to the plain eye, no.
Adam, the section I'm in right now, over here. Well, actually, let me change it to hide from others. Over here, this is where we came in under that rock one time, right?
Correct, that is the secondary entrance, yes.
Yeah, we should head west because we've seen a lot of the north side already.
And is this a door right here?
That is a door, yes.
Does it say property of Uchlocks on it?
You see no writing on the door.
I go up and I listen to the door. Listen to see if I can hear anything on the other side.
Yeah, go ahead and give me a blind check. It sounds quiet on the other side.
Can you describe this dead end here?
Yes, you can see it looks almost like a tunneling in the passage here that was then just abandoned. So there's quite a bit of rubble, collected rocks, and loose debris, that sort of thing, that is just dead ends into a solid wall.
Hugo, you gonna open that up, man, or what's going on?
Alright, I just don't want to disturb the whiz. Alright,
Me neither.
I'm going to open the door.
All right, you slide the door open. Okay, as the door opens, from the passage crudely knocked through the wall, you're staring into... Oh, actually, that's the other way. But anyway, from this entrance, you're staring into the sunken-eyed, chiseled face of a giant rat. At least that's what it appears to be, until you realize it's a statue of some forgotten rat-shaped minor deity or demon. Other than a few lit candles placed on the statue's dais, the room is barren. Polished carnelians set into the statue's eyes sockets glitter in the candlelight.
Well, is that fresh candlelight? Somebody's
Oh.
been here.
Yeah, I wonder if it's the whiz. Well, I saw what happened to the last person that messed with one of these animal statues. I don't think I'm gonna even go in there.
You're not gonna check it out?
I don't know. I mean, it does have gems for its eyes, but that usually is never good when someone tries to take those.
We could use the money, Hugo.
Alright, well, I'm tired of dying all the time. I'm not grabbing them. If you guys want them, risk it.
Get in there, Grask. I'm ready.
It looks like a bat.
Looks like the statue of a rat.
A rat.
Grask is grabbing a rat statue.
You said that its eyes were gems.
Yes, they look to be carnelians.
All right, I'd like to examine the statue, then see if there's anything odd about it.
Sure, yeah, go ahead and throw me a blind check as you investigate the statue looking for anything of interest. I mean, there's nothing of particular interest here other than the eyes themselves being gems, and a quick look, it seems as though you could easily pop these gems right out of the sockets.
you say rat? Like that's a rat thing?
It's the statue of a rat, yes.
Is this a union busting? Never mind. Corin says, remember, we had trouble with the frog. This might be something similar.
Grask is going to take a second to check the door to see if there's another portcullis that might lower. Like he's looking for slots for one.
Give me a blind check, Grass, because you look up or on the side, see if there's any way that a portcullis could descend or seal your ability to move here. Make sure your token's selected when you click that.
It says Grass made a blind check. Did I have the torch selected?
You may have, yes. Yep, that worked. No, you don't spot anything of that nature that would give you any kind of indication that this could be sealed off.
There's no portcullis here.
Well, do you want me to try and I could grab I can use my mage hand to maybe try and pry those eyes out.
If you do that, I'm getting out of the room.
Oh, you all thought I was a big scaredy cat, and now look at you all.
I'm gonna follow Penn into this other room. What are we looking at?
As you enter this way, you notice a pool of murky water dominates the center of the room. Water mixed with gravel and soil from the walls forms mud puddles around the walls. Next to the pool, along a plank, rests across a log like a lever on a fulcrum. Tie-down straps on the plank and shackles hanging from the walls give the chamber an ominous look.
This place is dark.
They sure did love torture here.
Thought this was an in-house pool. That would be stoked.
Grask.
The gems are in that room above us. To the west.
Harmony and Penn, make sure you're out of the room. I'm going to try and mess with that statue.
I'm out.
Man, I'm just getting crazy lag here to even post stuff has been odd. Anyway, so it sounds like Corin, you want to try to take advantage of a mage hand to procure some gems?
I'm going to try.
Okay, so from where you're standing, you're casting the mage hand spell, you utter these verbal components, waving your hands about, the hand then pops into existence, you send it over and try to pry out these eyes, and sure enough, they pry out easily, and your mage hand is now holding on to these two carnelians.
Matt is actually surprised that worked because usually you gotta dig these things out. Corin will nod appreciatively and float his hand over back to him to take the gems in his hands.
You have them.
They sear right through your hands.
It's so hot. They're carnelians, you said, Adam. 2 of them.
Yes.
Okay, I'll write that down. I'll hold them up to show to Grask, and I'll say, "Well, we got these." Sebastian too, since he's standing right there.
He gives a cocky smile and seems happy.
I was literally about to ask, how do you spell carnelian?
I know, I figured I better post that. It's not a very common gem name.
Who was it that identified the gems last time? It was Libby, right? Or who told us how much they might be worth?
She did the ring, yeah.
Right, it was a gem. Show those to Libby later.
I'll let her take a look. Adam, are these coins or anything there? Sorry, I missed the description of what the statue.
Those are lit candles.
Okay, cool. We'll leave those.
Guys, come in and check out the in-ground pool.
Careful. That water's murky. No telling what's underneath it.
You can see a gnarly wave.
And Hugo, you approach another door on the south wall.
Is there anything to investigate in this room?
Well, there's the pool. There's this table that's set up like a fulcrum. You could certainly look around if you wish.
Yeah, I'd like to see if I notice anything unusual or...
Give me a blind check as you do. And you might have to move your produce flame out of the way as well to blind check.
How'd the blind flame go? I mean, the produce flame.
Yep, looks like it's just to your right. So as you're starting looking around this room carefully, trying to see if you can find anything, no, it looks nothing particularly special. Obviously, the way this is set up, there's likely some intent here. Hard to know whoever set this up, what the purpose is, but no, you don't find any traps, any treasure, anything out of the ordinary.
If the mage hand has faded already, I'll resummon it and I'll just kind of scoop it down into the water.
Okay, yeah.
See if it comes up with anything.
Harmony leaps away from the water when she sees something start to touch it.
The hand scoops some of the water and seems to pull it out as water then drips through the fingers of the mage hand back into the pool. But yeah, you probably have a small amount in the mage hand.
Since it didn't seem like anything jumped out right then, I think I'll just send the mage hand into the water and just kind of feel about, see if there's anything else in there. I don't know how much tactile sensation you can get from a mage hand.
Yeah, I'm guessing you don't get any, right? You're just kind of moving the hand around. It doesn't give you any kind of feeling. So yeah, I would say you push it around. The murky water is obviously a little bit kicked up, but you don't notice anything out of the ordinary.
All right. Hugo, why don't you try that door?
Well, figured our new friend, he seems like the door opening type. I sort of point at the door and then I'm like,
All right. Like to listen to the door and check for traps.
All right, go ahead and throw me a blind check here as you listen at the door and look for traps. It is quiet inside. You hear nothing on the other side of the door. Checking the perimeter of the door edges, the floor, all of this for traps. No, it does not seem to be trapped.
All right, I will open the door.
The door
Step
is
back.
locked.
All right, I will pick the lock.
All right, another blind check here, and I assume you'd like to use dexterity for this. That's usually most typical, but you could also use intelligence, your choice.
Yeah, dexterity. These tools are just a blind check. I guess you already got it set up there. All right. Did that work?
Yep, yeah, you just do the blind check like everything else, and I'll take your dexterity and your proficiency. All right, so you attempt to unlock this door, but unfortunately, it does not open.
Maybe I could help somebody else try and unlock this door.
I have my tools.
I'll give you a helping hand on that one.
All right.
Now that I learned what didn't work.
So I guess I'm gonna try. I can't use. Can I use intelligence for?
If you wish, yeah, you can use intelligence or dex, your choice.
Oh, I'm gonna use intelligence then. My intelligence is way better.
Okay, sure. Yeah, go ahead and throw a blind check, and I'll take your intelligence plus your proficiency. All right, and at this time, I imagine, Penn, you're not able to actually assist as far as putting your tools in as well, but maybe you're giving pointers like, oh, watch for this, that kind of thing.
Yep. Yeah, when I went to the left, it didn't work, so try to go to the right.
All right. right, yeah, and Hugo, as you're hearing this sort of information from Penn and attempting to unlock it, you feel like you're getting in, you're doing everything you need to, but this lock just does not want to seem to let loose.
It's tough. Don't think I have the skills to pick this one. There was that other corridor back with the boat statue.
What's this door made out of?
It looks to be solid wood.
What are the hinges?
iron,
Inside, outside?
I would say inside, so you don't see the hinges from this side.
Right.
I could take a crack at it. Literally.
Why don't we're not sure what's behind that door. Why don't we just go look through some of the easier to get places, and then when we run out,
I mean, it's a door. We gotta open the door.
well, we can.
It just might be very loud to chop it down.
Right.
Oh, I thought you were gonna try and pick it too. Sorry. What if we burn it?
With our luck, this is going to be the wizard's bedroom.
Yeah, that's also true. We don't know where he lays his head, if he even does here.
Why don't we just search a little bit more in some of the other places, and then when we run out of places to look, we'll come back.
All right.
What does the ceiling look like above this trampoline-looking thing here? Teeter-totter.
Yeah, it looks to be made of stone, much like the ground.
All right.
Yeah, I'm curious about this thing too. Why did they have it set up like this?
Shove it into the pool.
You ever heard of waterboarding?
Yeah, shove it in the pool. Let's go. I'm incredibly weak, or I would do it myself.
I'm not much stronger, I don't think. Harmony, do you want to get your golden nose going, or are you saving that for later?
It does take a precious spell slot. But it's up to you guys. We haven't even seen... it's up to you guys.
Hold it for now. Nothing good to smell here.
I don't know, maybe there's something in the bottom of the pool or something, but I'm not jumping down there unless we know.
Okay, so Hugo, let's say I tell you that there's 100 gold pieces down there. Are you gonna jump in now?
Well, I think at that point we all draw straws, and whoever draws the least straw goes.
Is there a keyhole in the door at all so you can see through?
There is a keyhole, and that's what you guys have been putting your thieves' tools in, trying to unlock it. Would you like to take a knee and try to look through?
I would.
And remind me, light source. Do you have a light source of your own, or are you relying just on a light source from your companions?
Companions.
So I would say most of the light's kind of blocked as you try to put your head up to this really narrow keyhole and see much in there. Pretty much just see shadows.
Oh, dang.
I have dark vision. I can check.
All right. Let's go for it.
All right, Harmony, you step up and do the same process as you take a knee and look through with your elvish eyes. You can see that the hallway here extends for about 15 more feet to the south, and then it looks like it turns to the west.
Guys, it's not a bedroom. It's
I don't
just a
suppose
hallway.
You could move that fire through the keyhole or anything.
Okay, I'll produce flame through the keyhole.
Like intending to try to make it through the keyhole to the other side?
I believe I'm intending to damage the lock, right?
One
See?
light to see through it. I can open the door then.
Oh, it will help you to have light on the other side?
Yep.
I don't know if it'll stay. It's...
Wait, didn't somebody cast light earlier?
Yeah. Yeah, Hugo, where'd he go?
He's wandered down the hallway.
Hugo.
Hugo!
Hey, wait, what's going on?
Yeah, can you cast light through that keyhole somewhere in that room so I could see in there?
Oh, I have to touch it.
You have to touch it?
Yeah, to cast light, I gotta touch it. I gotta touch whatever I'm making light up.
Nah, never mind then.
I could maybe light something that's very, very small that we send through the keyhole.
Yeah, that'll work.
If
It's a
anyone
good
has, like,
idea.
a ball bearing or something like that.
Let's see. Let's see.
I could give
Thieves'
you a
tools,
sprig of
anything?
something.
These tools to shove something through there.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
sure you
just-
would probably have some kind of a metal file or maybe a little small metal needle or something that might work.
Yeah, let's try that. Little tiny pebble here, and shove it through, cast the light on it.
All right, so Hugo, is that what you'd like to do?
Give it
Sure.
a shot.
Yeah, I'll cast light on the pebble or whatever he's putting through.
All right, so the light spell vanishes from you as you cast light on this small object and slip it through the keyhole. So yeah, Penn, if you kneel down once again, you can see on the other side.
All right, then I will misty step through the door to the other side.
All right, go ahead and burn that usage on your character sheet. It is built in as an attack for you. Just click that, and as you vanish in a silvery mist, you appear on the other side.
What?
All right, is there a way to open the door on this side?
We lost him.
So you will technically be able to see here, but yes, you notice that there is a lock on this side, and it looks like you could just easily unlock it.
All right, I will open the door.
All right, you unlock and open the door.
Not bad.
Whoa.
Amazing.
You're blowing me away.
Well, if you don't mind, I'm gonna recast this on my shield now, but well done. Well done.
All right, let's see what's on this way. Obviously, somebody didn't want us in here.
Alright, so Hugo will recast on the shield now, and
It lights up once again.
Yeah, I can't really see, so if you bring that light down this way.
alright. We got stairs.
You do indeed notice a spiral staircase that seems to descend down below deeper into the Scarlet Citadel.
Well, that's very much what we were looking for. Something to go further in.
Yeah, there is that room back there, though. We haven't checked out.
We should probably clear out this floor before going
Wait.
further.
What room?
Yeah, I didn't see
In the place with the big boat statue with the bones, there was a little tunnel.
Oh yeah,
off to the southern wall.
there was a tunnel.
Yeah. All right, I guess we can go back that way.
Let's check it out before we go downstairs.
I do really think that we shall leave that door open. They say that about dangerous things down below. Should we close it so nothing comes up to get us?
No,
Does
let's live at large.
No. You haven't seen what we've seen down here. I think it's a good idea to close it.
Okay.
does the door relock?
Yeah, I'm gonna step back across, close it, and then order Corin to open it.
Yep, so Penn would know this too, having unlocked it. Think of it as simply like a latch lock. So if you close the door from either side, it doesn't automatically lock. You'd either have to use the latch or use the key from the other side.
Okay, cool.
Okay, we'll
Then
check the
ignore all
tunnel.
that.
This way, but don't step on that pressure plate in that other room.
I marked it with chalk.
What about these stairs here?
I think those go to the prison cells, which we had cleared through.
No, that's the back entrance. We came in
Oh.
that way once.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
that's
Penn,
another way in.
as you get to the end of that ascending stair set, Penn, you're going to notice a trap door in the ceiling that is closed.
Off this way. Right, Sebastian. Hey, Sebastian, you want to go in there?
Ah, you wanted me to go first, is that right?
I'll go first.
Just in front of me. I don't know. It doesn't need to be first, but
All right, Penn, as you enter, this impressive mausoleum
Stay
stretches
close,
beneath
so I can't see.
stretches beneath a 20-foot high vaulted ceiling upheld by pillars. At the west end stands an imposing statue of a warrior in plate armor that reaches nearly to the ceiling. The armor and the pommel of the carved sword bear the ancient family crest of some unknown noble family. Behind the statue is an intact sarcophagus. At the opposite end of the chamber, where the statue is looking, is a tall carved stone door.
And we don't feel any loss of elevation as we go through this tunnel.
Nope, it doesn't look like it's going up or down, no.
All right, I'm gonna examine the statue. See if there's any moving parts or anything like that.
Sure, yeah, go ahead and give me a blind check as you begin to investigate it. There does not seem to be any moving parts to the statue, but it does look to be in very pristine condition.
Like there's another passageway to the back there.
yeah, there's a door over here as well. Do we check the sarcophagus?
Is this a passage over here? Can I get some light? Sorry. All right,
It's a doorway.
it's in the door here.
Hugo, do you recognize that's who that statue represents?
Let me check. I don't really know that much.
Blind history check.
Korn would have done it, but his history is terrible.
Hugo, it's some rich noble guy from a long time ago. Who knows?
Did you say that the other double doors are down here?
So where the statue is staring, yes, there is a carved stone door there.
All right, and then there's another door over here.
Yes.
And then there's
Sure.
a passage just a little west of here.
Should we just go through the tunnel?
Well, I think we should open the sarcophagi first. Look at this place.
Why in the world
Smells
would
of
anybody
money.
open a sarcophagi? It's a good way to get cursed.
Yeah, but
Nothing good ever comes from opening sarcophagi.
it might be covered in
It's-
gems.
It's not going anywhere, Hugo. We can hit it. We can hit it up anytime.
That's what we've been saying, but we're so poor. We've been saying that every time, and we never end up with anything. All right.
Now we
I'm
got
gonna-
some carnelians.
I'll examine this door since the light's here.
All right, you begin to examine this door up here, Penn, and as we're about halfway through our session, guys, let's go ahead and pause here and take our 15-minute break, and we'll find the results of that investigation on the other side. See you guys back in 15.
See you
Okay.
Give me a break.
See you guys.
Alrighty, folks, we are back on the second half of Scarlet Citadel. The group is currently exploring the first level of the Scarlet Citadel, and they are now to a door, and let's see what they get up to. Alright, group, so Penn, just before we went on our break, you were listening by this door and checking it out, seeing if there was anything of interest here. It does not look to be trapped, and you don't hear anything on the other side.
All right, open the door.
As you attempt to open the door, you can feel that it is blocked somehow, or perhaps locked.
All right, this door seems to be locked. Don't know. You want to try and open it, or go the other way, or what?
Let's try to open it, I think. They don't make it easy on you around here.
Just walk through that tunnel.
So you're trying to pick the lock here, Pen?
Yep.
All right, so you take your thieves' tools out and you investigate sort of the keyhole here. You place them in looking for any kind of tumblers, anything like that. You realize that this door is not mechanically locked, but it does not want to open.
All right, it's blocked off. So we ain't go through that way. Ain't going through that way.
All right. Before we leave this room, I would like to investigate the doors that Hugo is approaching.
Sure. So you want to step up and check those doors out? So as you look at
I should
this,
probably let one of my colleagues. I'm more passive than perceptive.
Nah, you go. You go. You do good. You do good.
I'm gonna roll good on this one. All right. Okay, here we go.
all right, so you notice that this is a carved stone door as you approach Harmony. Yeah, go ahead and throw me a blind check, please. So looking at this and spending a little bit of time here examining it, these carvings themselves seem to depict some type of an afterlife scene from perhaps religious iconography. You realize this isn't a true door. It's literally a depiction of a door that leads into the underworld.
I reckon you don't go in there, ma'am.
I feel like this is a warning sign, man.
All right, to the tunnel, guys.
All right.
I think at a glance, is there anything that we can see through the hole, the tunnel?
At a glance, no.
Yeah.
All right, Corn will go through.
All right, Corin, as you step through this area, relying on your dark vision, you notice it's almost as though the shadows here seem to move.
I think there's something in here.
Get some
There's
light
something
down
in
there.
here.
Who's got the light? Throw it in there. Throw it in there.
The one time that Corin goes first.
I'm not throwing my shield in there.
All right, guys, we are now in initiative order. And with that in mind, Pen is the quickest to react.
Well, I can't see in there, so I can't move one step forward here.
I will unlock the tokens now. We are in initiative order, so obviously whatever your speed is, that's what you'll have to move.
All right, I'm gonna just go here and see if I can see anything in there. And I can't see anything in there. So I will move to there and ready an action to shoot anything with my bow if I can see anything.
All right, ready to action to fire a bow. And we use, on this game here, Pen, we use end turn button. So you should notice in the chat, there's a little tag that says EOT right under your portrait. If you click that, it will pass your turn automatically. Also, just as an FYI, there is a macro as well for end my turn. If you want to add that to your macro bar, it might be a little bit easier. All right, we'll move to Corin's turn, who has entered this area and notices these shadows moving. Corin, what would you like to do?
Are the shadows moving like just all over this chamber, or a specific spot, or can't really tell?
I would say you first notice the movement of the shadows to your southwest.
As I scroll out to look at this stupid compass. Okay, got it. Corin will back out of the tunnel that he was coming in. That was 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. And he will ready a firebolt for any hostile creature that he can see comes into view. And he'll reiterate the shadows are moving inside, and that's his turn.
All right, hearing this, you'll notice that Sebastian will move up to this area here and seems to prepare himself, rapier and shield in hand. Grask.
Check it out. I left my torch. Let me fix that. Obviously did not intend to leave that behind. Can I see any shadows moving in here?
I mean, not solidly, but you can notice the shadows bending oddly to your southwest.
He'll prop the torch on like the wall here, and then step back and ready and attack with his great axe if any of the shadows come close.
Okay. All right, before Hugo's turn, manifesting from that direction there, Grask, you notice a shadow begin to solidify and approach your direction. The shadow suddenly takes shape as you notice these black tendrils, almost like looking like a robed individual perhaps, as it gets closer. As it enters this space, you can go ahead and take your readied action. You slash out with your great axe, which does indeed connect. Go ahead and post damage. You slash into it, but realize that this is not particularly effective, aka it is only doing half damage.
What about the, can I do my short bow?
You can indeed. So you're shooting past an enemy, or I'm sorry, an ally, so that will get a bit of cover. But luckily, that arrow will indeed catch the creature, and you can set yourself back to public rolls as well, Pen. But I think you'll get sneak attack on that as well, right? Alright, so as the arrow flies over Grask's shoulder, hits into the creature, you notice that it simply discorporates as though it comes undone. You also will notice then, from that same area, another one of these shadowy figures is moving in your direction, Grask. It flies up into this open crevice of a tunnel and reaches forth, trying to grasp you. Give me a defensive roll, please, Grask. You manage to duck as this hand reaches forth towards you, and you see this sort of cold, draining effect in its hand, but you manage to evade that. Then we move to Hugo's turn.
Okay, so I don't like this. Hugo will back up. Give Corn a little, oh wait, I can't go that far. I'll be able to see. He'll move up to here, give Corn a dap. And then I'm going to cast Toll the Dead.
Alright, yeah, go ahead and post that. Whoop, I might be lagging. Has it come through? All right, and if you click, so did you click on the name or did you click on the icon?
I click on the name, the spell list, so I simply got to click on the icon to cast it.
Well, let me pull open your sheet real quick. So usually this should be built in for you as an attack, like right on your central screen of your main page. Yes, so in your character sheet section, if you notice in the middle there, you should have a... Oh, it looks like you don't have it added. Interesting. All right, let me just double check your spell slot real quick. Oh, this came over not as an attack, but as a spell card. So that's annoying. Let me see if I can just fix this for you real quick.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so that should be fixed now. It should be listed as an attack for you on your main page there. It should be the bottom one. Just go ahead and click that.
Okay. All right.
Alright, your Toll the Dead does indeed connect against the creature, but you notice immediately that the creature is completely immune to necrotic damage.
Oh, bugger. And yeah, I mean, I guess that's it. I'm gonna move back one down, and then end my turn.
Okay, next up is Harmony.
Since I have Produce Flame in my hand, if I throw it, does Grask interfere with that?
He would be giving cover to the enemy, yes.
Okay. I will put away the flame. I can't drag it off, so you might want to move it. And I'm going to cast Sacred Flame instead.
Alright, and it looks like since you're level up, that switched back to the standard way of rolling. 1 second. Alright, so on your attack screen there in the core page, if you want to just click on Sacred Flame now, that will post properly. Okay, so Sacred Flame upon the creature. Let me just check its save real quick. And this is Dexterity. You notice this creature is actually fairly evasive and manages to avoid the falling radiant energy. Okay, before Penn's turn, from that back room, once again, some of these shadows begin to congeal. And appearing suddenly through the wall is another one of these creatures. And it attacks Grask. Grask, I'll need a defensive roll, please. Once again, you manage to evade that stretched out hand as we move to Penn's turn.
Alright, well, things seem to be exceptionally tough there. Is that one right next to me?
It is.
So if I move, I'll get an opportunity attack against me.
That is correct, but remember, as a rogue, you do have cunning action you could always use.
Yeah, I'll use my cunning action to disengage. And then... Oh.
Also, quick reminder for both Grask and Penn, I added that little sword icon on you. That represents Corin's dream, so remember you have that functionality.
So I'll move to there. And I will take another shot at that guy.
So you want to shoot at the one, essentially the closest one to you without going through any cover, right? Okay, perfect.
Yep.
Alright, you fire this arrow off at the creature, but unfortunately not enough as it strikes the back wall.
And I'd like to continue to move then to here.
Alright, yeah, and Corin, you may want to remind them when they can use that, the exact wording if you don't mind, just so it's fresh in their minds.
Let's see.
It's number 2.
Yep, so there's an example of you can roll and say, hey, I want to use my dream on that, and then we remove your sword. It's a one-use kind of thing, but then we would add 2 to your attack roll. All right, Pen, anything else on your turn?
Yeah, that's it.
All right, go ahead and pass your turn, and we will move to Corin.
Corin will scoot down right here. He's gonna fire a firebolt over at this guy to grass east.
Okay.
I'll remember those directions one day. So yep, firebolt going right to him.
Yes, this firebolt connects solidly. You notice the fire burns it, but the burn is sort of muted, as though the creature is resistant to fire damage.
All right. And well, let me. Our abilities, Adam, from the bloodlines, those are all actions, right?
The vast majority of them are, yes.
Could I retcon that a little bit and quicken that spell into a bonus action and then use my bloodline ability?
I'd say next turn, because right now it doesn't really matter, but in the future I don't want to set a precedent.
Okay, that's fine. Well, I will call it there then. So that's it.
All right, we move to Sebastian's turn. He is going to bounce around to this side of the creature, gaining the flank bonus with Grask, and then he will stab out with his rapier. And that was actually 2 GM, but that will miss, or actually, no, I'm sorry, with the flank bonus, that will actually hit as he strikes the creature, stabbing into it, and you will all again realize that the creature is actually resistant to this damage, so it is wounded, but not as much as you'd think. He will then take 1 step back as he primes his shield to hopefully protect Grask. All right, Grask, your turn.
Okay, I'm gonna try and get rid of the weaker of the two. Just doing the classic, not planning my turn out, guys. Real cool of me. Yeah, I am going to. Oh, do I want to rage? No, I think we're okay. I'm gonna just do a great X attack on the one below me on the map, which is actually to the east.
All right, the wounded one. You slash out, but miss.
Yeah, I don't think the +2 was going to help there. Okay, there's nothing I can do to end up with that guy being dead, so that's my turn.
All right, at the end of your turn, but before this enemy's turn, team, you notice through that door that's not really a door, but represents the afterlife, another image suddenly steps through. This one seems to be congealed darkness with just 2 greenish flames for eyes.
We got more coming in here.
Alright, you notice that it floats through the air effortlessly, getting next to Corin. And when it does, Corin, you see it reaches out its hand, and you see again, similarly to these other opponents, this very dangerous looking darkness incorporating or encompassing his hand. And I'll need a defensive roll, please.
All right, I'm going to be ready to cast shield here. Actually, I don't think I will.
You manage to duck and not be struck by this creature, Then we move to the other one by Grask, and it will step through the wall to take a flanking position on Grask, and then reach out trying to hit Grask. Grask, defensive roll, please. Yes, once again, you've got this timing down, and you evade as we move to Hugo.
Seeing all these undead, I assume undead things, I'm gonna reach out to Corin and use my bloodline power to cast protection from good and evil on Corin.
All right, nice. So you imbue Corin with protection from good and evil.
And then I'm going to move up to where Pen is, and as bonus action, I'm going to try to telekinetically shove this one.
Telekinetically shove. Okay, yeah, go ahead and push that. Yeah, I would say because this is a force effect, this will work. So you push him away from you based on your angle. I'm going to call it the diagonal down one.
Yep.
Nice.
I basically I want to push it away from Corin so Corin can get away. And I'm just going to be like, get away from those things! And that's the end of my turn.
Thank you, Hugo.
All right, Harmony.
Harmony is really annoyed that it was able to dodge Sacred Flame. Let's see here. So, but she's definitely distracted by the new guy, so she's gonna try out a new spell. Hopefully not unwisely. So she's aiming for this guy.
Okay.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, let me see if that's one of the ones that we have. No, unfortunately it is not. Okay, so that one creates an area of effect. It does not do anything quite yet, but I will go ahead and get a area of effect on screen for you. Okay, so after this is cast, I assume you're obviously going to put this in an area where the creature is encompassed by the radiant light. Anything else you'd like to do on this turn, Harmony? Alright, still grabbing that image. This creature is also going to attempt to attack you, Grass. Grass, defensive roll, please. This time the creature does manage to grab onto you thanks to that flank from the other side. And you will suffer 10 points of necrotic damage from this. In addition, please roll a d4, Grask. Your strength is reduced by 4 points.
Oh,
Next up is Pen.
So, just throwing that there. If I grabbed my crowbar and hammer and started chipping away at the face of this thing, would that do anything to it, you think? That's what I'm going to try and do.
The statue itself, so remember this is like a 20-foot high chamber, and obviously the statues have to be near the top, so if you're trying to get to its actual face, you would need to climb the statue first.
Right. I will try to climb the statue.
Alright, fair enough. Go ahead and throw me a blind check for athletics as you try to climb your way up. Alright, yes, you make pretty good progress here. So your speed is 30 feet. You climb up 15 feet. You're just below its chin at this point in time. If you wish to dash with cunning action, you can make it the rest of the way.
Can I start wailing on its neck?
Yep, yeah. If you're willing to spend your dash, then you'll be right up next to it, and you can pull out the crowbar and start hammering on the statue.
Yeah, so I'll sit on the shoulder and start trying to, like with the eye, start there.
Okay, fair enough. You start doing
next
some
turn.
damage to the statue. All right, if that is your turn, go ahead and hit your end turn button, and we will move on to Corin. Okay, so sorry, Corin, real quick. So, Harmony, this area of effect where I put this, does that work for you for your moonbeam?
Yeah, I took it to mean it only like took up 5 feet, but it takes up 10 feet total.
It's a 5-foot radius, so yeah, it would take up those 4 squares.
Okay. Let's move it 1 over to the left. Yeah,
Alright.
that's good.
All right, good deal. Corin, your turn.
Can Corn pass through this space?
I would say so. Yeah, you can kind of duck under that edge of the statue.
Okay. So he'll go up here, right here. He's going to cast Protection from Good and Evil using his Bloodline ability, and if possible, he's going to twin it to Sebastian and Grask.
Yeah, I would say that would work as long as you got the points to spend.
Oh, yeah. So let me burn this. Which, that's actually not a spell slot. That's just my once a day. But that's first. Let me see. What is twin spell? Equal to the level of the spell. Yeah. So 1 sorcery point.
Yep, I think they've got that built in as an attack for you. You should be able to just click that and it will burn this point for you.
Yep. I see it. Nice. And so yes, Bastion and Grask both get that. Now he's here.
Grass, quick reminder, as a token action, we have the toggle spell option, and you can go ahead and put that protection from evil and good on yourself.
I just found the eye gun.
Oh, okay, that works too.
I think I'm going to stay there lest I provoke a double attack of opportunity.
All right. Okay, Sebastian's turn. He's going to do very similarly as he did last time. He's going to step down here, stab out with the flank bonus. With flank, that will hit. Once again, you're going to notice that this wounds a creature, but not as much as you'd expect. As the blade punctures into some of this shadow material, he will then step back and have his shield ready again. Alright, move to Grask's turn.
Okay, Grask is feeling quite weak after that last attack. He is going to... I think I'm just going to take the dodge action this turn. Because he knows there's no way he's going to actually connect with anybody.
You already have... they have disadvantage to
Alright, start that. Mechanically, Grask knows there's no point in dodging. How you figure that, I don't know. Anyway, he's going to attack the guy to the east.
The wounded one, sure.
The east. With his Great Axe.
Yes, that will indeed connect. You slash into the creature, and much like the other one, you notice as this hit is very solidly in center, it just seems to fall apart and evaporate.
These things are bad. They make me weaker.
Alright, so at the start of this guy's turn, Harmony, on your sheet, go ahead and click your Moonbeam spell again, and we'll see if this is fully effective or only partially effective. And that's in your attack section on the main page there. Oh, nice. Okay, so this will count as a critical hit. So go ahead and roll a Radiant critical.
Okay, wait. I've never had this happen.
No, never had a... Okay, so let's make sure you've got everything you need. And Pen, you may want to follow along here as well to get these on your screen. So we
Can
want
you
to
just
make...
click the moonbeam twice where it says moonbeam?
We actually use a critical table, so I'll show you. I'll walk you through how this works. So in the macro section, which is the bulleted list in the top right corner, you will find a macro for a critical hit. And as long as you have that marked as in bar, it will be a button at the bottom of your screen. So Harmony, once you have that marked as in bar and it's a button at the bottom of your screen, just go ahead and click it. Alright, so that will count as a true crit. So go ahead and post the moonbeam damage by clicking on the word moonbeam in chat there, and we will take both sides of the damage. Alright, so as the radiant energy and strikes the creature, it is indeed wounded by this. And
are you rolling double, or are you just doubling that number?
I'm taking both sides, so that's 2 rolls of the 2d10.
Oh, it is. I thought it was only one. Never mind.
I know,
Sorry.
that number's not that great, but so after the creature is burned bad by this radiant energy, it is going to move up and fly right under the statue here, and then it's going to attack you, Harmony. So Harmony, I will need a defensive roll. Alright, you manage to duck and evade as this creature reaches out, trying to grasp upon you.
Yeah.
Let's see, this one here is going to attack you. Grasp defensive roll at advantage. Yeah, once again, on point. This guy can't seem to grab onto you. His move to Hugo.
Okay, I am going to, I guess, move up here. I really actually don't have much to do here since they're into necrotic damage. I guess I will. I'm gonna run over here and I'm gonna, I guess, pull out my short sword.
Okay.
And swing at this guy.
All right, you stab forth at this shadowy figure. Oof, unfortunately, you miss by quite a bit.
Nope, I didn't want to do this again. I don't want to be up here. All right.
All right, Harmony, now face to face with this shadowy creature. What do you do?
Well, now I can still cast like my cantrip Shillelagh even while I'm concentrating on.
Unfortunately, Shillelagh is a concentration spell, so if you were to cast that, I'm pretty sure Shillelagh is concentration. Double check that.
I don't think it is.
It's not. Okay. If it's not concentration, then yes, you'd be able to have both running.
Oh, sweet. Okay.
Yep. Yeah, it doesn't say concentration there, so yeah, you're all set.
Then I'm going to keep Moonbeam going, but I'm going to... my first priority is getting out of reach of this guy, so... I'm going to Shillelagh him.
Alright, so you bonus action cast Shillelagh. It incorporates this magic into your weapon. You then swing out at the creature, but he evades your strike.
Which is great because mobile will let me leave his... That's a melee attack, right?
Yeah, that'll work.
I'm going to leave his jurisdiction.
Okay.
I'm going to hide behind Sebastian. And I'm going to end my turn and just focus on keeping my Moonbeam alive.
Alright, and just as a reminder, on subsequent turns, you can use your action to move the Moonbeam. Alright, top of the round, move to Pen.
I will continue to bash at the statue's face.
Alright, continue to use your crowbar, smacking at the statue. Go ahead and post
Hammering
me...
crowbar, like kind of just chipping away, you know, holding it there. And...
Sure, yeah. Go ahead and post me a blind skill check. I'm going to represent this as athletics as you're trying to damage or deface the statue.
All right.
All right, yeah, you're holding on with one hand and using your other hand to smack at it, trying to get leverage and so forth. You're doing some damage to it. It's kind of getting these blister marks and so forth from the pressure. But yeah, mostly still intact as we move to Corin.
Corin turns to the one to the east of him, and he says, "Remember your past life. Remember the people that you left behind." And he casts Heartache. So I'll let you read that text.
Alrighty, so this is attacking against Charisma. Alright, yes, so as you cast this spell and cause the undead creature to remember some maybe of its former life, this energy seems to swell through it, and much like the other creatures, you see it is destroyed.
Well, I guess he didn't have. I guess he had some people that he left behind. And then now Corin is going to step away.
Oh, actually, I realize you didn't post damage there. Go ahead and post damage, because it'll burn the spell slot.
Oh, sure. Where? No.
Just click on the word heartache in chat.
There it is.
There you go. Okay, that burned the spell slot, and yep, that totally destroys him.
Nice. Yeah, I really like that spell. I'm glad I found it. I do step away from.
Yeah,
What's
and
his
much
name
as
up here?
anticipated, he will attempt to grab onto you. Defensive roll, please. He does
It is at
indeed.
advantage at shield.
You're casting a
Shield.
shield spell? Okay. So, let me think here. This one always trips me up. So you cast a spell this round. That's a leveled spell. Can you also cast shield?
Yeah, the wording is it's super dumb. If his spell was a bonus action, he couldn't cast another action spell.
So because it's a
Right.
reaction, right. It's only the
Yes.
yeah, you're right. Okay, so
Yep.
yeah, you burn that shield slot. So as he reaches out and almost grasps onto you, that magical barrier suddenly appears and deflects the strike.
Not today. And then he'll keep moving back. Okay, I think I've done enough damage here.
All right, Sebastian's turn. He is going to step up and try to do what he can, stabbing around this pillar, though it's pretty difficult to do so. Yep, doesn't quite manage to strike. Grask.
Okay, I'm gonna take a swing with the great axe at the only one left, so I don't have to know the cardinality.
Oof, that will be a fumble. So let's make sure we've got that fumble added to your sheet. And again, for both Harmony and Pen, if you don't have the fumble icon added, same thing, it's in the macro section. And go ahead and roll a fumble there, Grask.
Added to the sheet, is that something I'm not aware of, or you just mean the macro?
The macro button. Oof, you rolled one of the worst ones on the list. Okay, so you lose your footing while attacking and fall to the ground, bumping your head. Roll a con save, DC 10, please. All right, so you don't not get knocked unconscious. Success, you're just going to take half of a d6. Just roll 1d6, take half of that damage. You do fall prone, and you do miss your attack. All right, so 1 point of damage to you and fell prone.
Okay, I will use half my movement to stand up, and I
Okay.
will take one step this way.
All right, you do so. Okay, so we move to the enemy's turn now. Let's see. Yeah, I think he's going to attack Hugo now. As Hugo, you're standing there, he is going to strike out at you. So defensive roll at advantage, please, Hugo. All right, yes, he almost grabs on to you, but the last moment you're able to just get out of the way. As we move to your turn, Hugo.
Swinging my sword.
All right, you jab forth with your short sword. Go ahead and make your attack. Oof, unfortunately, no, it does not connect.
Actually, you know what? Yeah, I'm going to action surge.
All right, go ahead and burn that on your sheet.
And then I swing again.
All right, you jab forth once again. Yeah, this time you connect. Just click on that word short sword in the chat there to post your damage. Alright, you stab forth, get sort of a glancing blow, realizing this creature is resistant to your strike.
That's the end.
Alright, Armini's turn.
I have questions.
Okay.
So if I move the moonbeam through my allies, will it? Oh, it's when
Only
they
if they
start
start
their
their
turn.
turn. Yeah.
Oh, yes. And also, can I make part of it go into a wall?
The center has to be somewhere that you can see.
So can the center be?
Next to the wall.
So let me give you the ability to move this around, and then I'll let you adjust it how you like. Alright, you should now have access to that token, Armini, and you can move that around. I think it said you can move it, what, 60 feet? Yeah, 60 feet in any direction.
Is that too much?
No, that works. Center is not in the middle of the wall. I think you're good. And it's definitely not more than 60 feet.
Yeah, I was trying to do it on the corner there. There we go. Cool. Awesome. I was so worried about hurting my allies, but great.
I'm having flashbacks to Grask almost taking the team out 2 sessions.
So yeah, I move it over there, and I step behind the pillar because I'm scared. And leave it at that.
Alright, top of the round, Pen.
Still just chipping away at the face, thinking it might be what's causing him to come out of the door.
Alright, yeah, give me another blind skill check as you continue to try to damage the face. Alright, you smash into it, this time scoring a minor blow once again, as it's hard to get really good leverage here as you're holding on, but you're certainly making some damage as we move to Corin.
Corin will fire. I'm gonna firebolt through everyone.
Alright, you try to line up a shot past your allies. Yes, you do manage to line it up well as it goes just over Hugo's shoulder, smacks into the creature, and burns it for a bit, but as before, muted.
Muted, but making progress. Is there any other little things I want to do? I don't think so. So that is my turn.
Alright, once again, Sebastian, noticing this dangerous area of moonlight, does not want to step there, so he's going to try to stab around the pillar. Yeah, that'll be enough as he manages to get a good strike in there, wounding the creature. Now we move to Grask's turn.
Okay. I don't know how in the fiction. Obviously, Grask can tell when Moonbeam's gonna hurt things. Does it? If I walk in, attack, and walk out, do I get hit by Moonbeam? I don't know the spell.
Yes.
Okay. Well, then we might just be standing right here. If it moves closer to me, I will take a swing at it.
Okay, ready to action to strike it if it gets close to you. Alright, at the start of the creature's turn, go ahead and post that Moonbeam once again, Armini, and we'll see how effective it is against this creature. Okay, so the creature will succeed its saving throw against this, suffering half damage. Go ahead and click on the word Moonbeam in chat there to display the damage. Okay, so it would be half damage, but this creature is vulnerable to radiant damage, so we go back to full damage, and in a brilliant blast of energy, the creature is destroyed. Alright guys, no more obvious threats remain. We are now out of combat.
Before we move on, that only took one spell slot from me, right?
Correct. Yeah. So every time you post damage, unfortunately, Roll20's designed to keep taking a slot away from you. Just set yourself to just minus one slot.
Cool. Thanks.
Okay, so Pen still clinging up here. Do you continue to smash at the statue, or looking around and noticing that your allies seem to have dispatched all the enemies, would you like to stop?
Yeah, if there's nothing else coming out of the door, I will go ahead and stop and go. Sorry, I thought this would gonna do something.
I think that was a good as idea as any. Don't
I like where your
apologize.
head's at.
Mm-hmm.
And I'd like to climb down.
Yep, and you can do so easily, climbing down carefully. You're not in a rush or anything like that, so no problem. You get back to the ground level.
All right, so after that, we should totally open the sarcophagus.
Harmony starts saying a prayer to Eric because she's pretty sure that that's the only reason that the moonbeam worked.
All right, you begin whispering a catechism to Eric.
Wait, the god's name is Eric?
Yes, indeed, Eric, and he's probably most well known as the god of nature.
Yeah, he's the father. You're
cool.
welcome. Praise be.
All right, so you guys are looking at this sarcophagus that looks to be sealed to the quick glance.
Well, I have my crowbar and hammer out.
Why don't you see if you can open it?
You might want to check it for traps first. I'm gonna just maneuver.
I'm sure that whatever that door was the trap. I think we're good now.
All right, so you'd like to try to open the sarcophagus?
Yep.
All right, blind check once again. Okay, as you begin to take tools, crowbar, to the edge of this, you notice, looking at this more closely, that it looks like this sarcophagus was mortared closed, but at some point in time it had already been broken open, as all of the mortar is destroyed, and it looks like it would be easy to just slide the lid of the sarcophagus open.
All right, let's open her up.
As you open it up here, Pen, you notice lying in here, which looks to be an old man, who, at first glance, looks like he could simply just be sleeping.
Has anyone got any wooden stakes while we're here?
Ooh, what's in there?
Obviously a vampire.
Can Corin he'll shake his shoulder. Hello?
The man lying in the coffin or the sarcophagus?
Yeah.
His body is very cold to the touch, and as you shake him,
touch it.
his body
What?
does move, but you see no other reaction.
Moving
Has
from
anyone got any
me.
holy water
Put the lid back on.
or fire? Maybe
Wait,
fire.
check his pockets and then put the lid back on.
Pen, give me another blind check here, please.
Don't touch it, man. Why?
Thanks to your very finely tuned senses to the arcane, you realize pretty quickly that this is actually a corpse that is preserved by the Gentle Repose spell.
Can anyone raise the dead?
I don't think we can do that yet.
I mean, that's some dark
Revivify?
shit, man.
I guess we'll just shut him back up. He ain't going nowhere.
What? Check his
Before you
pockets.
do, check if he
check it.
has anything.
All right, you
He's
take
dead.
a
I'm not searching the dead. I got standards.
Hugo will do it. He doesn't have any standards.
Yeah, I'll do it.
Good man, Hugo.
Unless, of course, I killed him.
All right, Hugo, so you fish around inside the sarcophagus looking at pockets, anything like that might contain anything. And no, you find nothing of value, and combining this with the fact that the mortar's been broken, you get the impression that this grave was probably robbed long ago.
Dang it.
I wonder who put him in here, though. Who do you think put him in here?
There's lots of strange things like this all over the Citadel. Maybe he was an original resident.
Wasn't this like a wizard, castle or something?
Didn't these townsfolk say that this was originally some kind of catacomb or something like that?
Oh, it was the building above it that doesn't really exist anymore. So,
Do you
yeah.
still have that moonbeam going?
Yeah. You mind dropping
Can you
your moonbeam?
Or no, shove it down the corridor as we go down that way so it's in front of us.
Yeah, it lasts for a minute. So, how long has it been?
With the searching, moving, and all that, it's probably right at the end of its lifespan.
Which way do you want? Oh, shove it into the room?
Yeah, down the hall.
Down that corridor there, we can't,
Okay.
where the things came in.
Yeah.
All right, so yeah, if you'd like to step up by that passage and then mentally move it over in that direction, it kind of slides.
I can't get it to fit through that corridor.
I know it's a little large. So as you sort of mentally start sliding it across, moving Grask's torch out of the way here, you notice that it does light up the area for just a moment before the moonbeam then fades away.
Well, I didn't hear anything scream. I'm gonna step in.
All right, as you enter this area proper now, Harmony, you notice this chamber looks as if it may have been the entrance to the catacombs long ago. The passage to the surface, if that's where it led, is entirely collapsed, and nothing remains except rubble and rusted, broken mining tools.
So that would have been to the north? I mean, to the
West.
Okay. I'm gonna take the concentration off me.
Yep.
I'm leaving protection from good and evil up for the 10 minutes or so that it's supposed to last.
Hugo, as you step down below and you look at that door on the north wall, the one that you guys tried to come through, but it was unable to be opened but not locked, you notice that there are some pitons spiked into the edges of the door, sealing it shut.
There's a problem. Pitons.
Those are useful. We should grab them.
Well, that makes me suspicious of this front area here, because...
The area I just stepped into?
Yeah.
Probably sealed for a reason.
Yeah. There's another door down here, though.
Grass starts moving into the room, and as he does, he totally falls over on the stairs, and he falls down and picks himself up once he gets to the bottom of them. I'm not feeling myself.
My goodness.
That thing did something to me.
I hand Graska a good berry and I say, "Wow, I hope you feel better."
This won't help. It hurt me. It's made me weak.
You should probably take it anyway. It's 3 hit points.
Grass doesn't like vegetables or fruits.
Let's eat it, Grask.
He doesn't hate vegetables. He likes tea.
Tea leaves too. Corin will say, maybe before we continue on, we should take a break, recharge a little.
I can hang out here.
I don't know how it works. This might be the new me, as Hugo says.
Grask, I think things like that tend to
You thinking
go
short
away.
or long?
Short. Mainly, well, we can see what happens with Grask, but just an hour break to see if he regains some of his usual vigor.
Did you add your hit points?
I haven't eaten it in case we do a short rest. I don't know how to say that in character very quickly.
Well, does anybody else want a berry to put in their pocket?
I'll take a berry, Corin will say.
I'll take as many as you got, baby.
Well, let's see here. Everybody should at least get one.
Berries are for fighters, not carvers.
Everybody gets a berry, but I give, was that Pen you wanted more than one? I'll give you two.
Right, I cough up more blood after taking the berry. This doesn't help. Take it back.
No.
Take it back.
Don't eat it yet. You're supposed to eat it when you've been wounded.
I am wounded.
According to your health bar.
When the bloody coughing starts, Corin scoots away pretty quick. You definitely need to see someone about that, Pen.
I don't think my berries can help that. Okay, seriously though, did you eat any of them? I need to give you more.
I tried one. It did nothing for me.
Okay, I'll give you a second one. Put them in your
It
pocket.
ain't gonna work. You keep it.
Put it in your pocket.
I ain't gonna try it again.
Okie dokie.
But look over here. There's just this door.
I thought we were hanging out.
We'll check that out after we take a short rest, Hugo.
Well, as a part of our short rest, can you describe what it looks like to us if we're sitting here staring at it?
The door itself?
Yeah.
Yes, this looks to be a fine wooden door, and it very similar to the door you saw that was locked before, but you guys managed to Misty Step on the other side and unlock. There is a keyhole here. No one's tested to see if it is locked yet, but it looks to be sitting snugly in its frame. And is that what the group would like to do, is try to relax here for an hour to benefit from a short rest?
Works for me.
Did
Didn't we get hurt? I guess Lizard Dude did.
your description text, Adam, counts for this room too, or is that just where we were up?
That's in the...
Up the stairs.
Yeah, up the stairs, yep.
I'm just maybe right before we sit down, just do kind of a visual look around this room to make sure there's nothing hidden that might surprise us later.
Sure, yes. If you'd like to take part in investigating this room, spending a couple minutes looking around, go ahead and throw me a blind check. All right, Corin, you spend a bit of time looking in the alcoves, the corners, looking for anything odd or anything of interest. You don't find anything of interest, but as you're moving about the room and down by that east door where Hugo's at the moment, you can hear the sound of almost like something clattering on the other side of the door.
I think when he hears that, Corin will stop and kind of hold up a hand to everyone, and he'll say, I think there's something on the other side. Before we rest, we should either deal with that or move further away, I think.
So let's deal with it now. Let's clear him out.
Well, Grask is a little weakened, so that's the main issue right now.
All right. Well, Grass, do you have a javelin or something like that?
Graska sighs and stands up, and he says, if the group wants to push on, we'll push on.
You might feel better after just, smacking some people.
I can't smack as hard, Hugo. It won't make me feel better. But go on. Lead the way.
I'm gonna check to see if the door is trapped, first of all.
All right, give me a blind check as you investigate the door for traps. No, it does not seem to be trapped, but you do realize the door is a little bit snug in its frame. It might not open super easily.
Alright, does it seem to be locked if I turn the handle?
It does not.
Alright, I just look at Graska and go, I know you're feeling weak, but you're still the strongest amongst us.
So much for a rest.
Well, I don't know, it's up to you. Corin, what was the noise you heard?
It sounded like something clattering around in there. Nothing that I think I could identify, but I think there's something in there for sure. Whether it's more ghosts or maybe the wizard who we haven't seen since we've returned, I'm not sure.
Yeah, whatever happened to that dude?
He's probably off doing some evil ritual somewhere.
Judging by his home, he's torturing somebody.
I think I'd rather Grask actually be up and better. Let's go back into the other room or further away, even maybe by the stairway going down, and then take our rest. And if Grask doesn't improve, I think we should go back to the tavern for the day.
Yes, rest. I'll stay here and guard the door.
This place is dangerous enough when we're all fully rested up. I don't want us in a situation where we'll not be able to bring all of our abilities to bear.
Alright, well,
I.e., that's Matt saying, we keep getting our asses kicked, so let's make sure Grask has got his 4 strength points back.
Ass is kicked. We're all at full health.
Okay. You want to go? We can go, but
Except for grass.
I think we should go.
Wait, what about this door? Can I check this door, see if I hear anything on this side, and see if it's locked?
So as you look at this door, Pen, you see that there are many pitons that are hammered in. You realize that when you tried to open this door from the other side, it was not locked, but it wouldn't open, and this is why. Somebody has sealed this door from this side with pitons.
Oh, this was the door tried to open on the other side. Can I take all the pitons?
You can, but it will take some time to extricate them if you'd like
All
to.
right, while
spend
they're
time.
resting, I'll remove the pitons.
Yeah, let's just stay here, guys. We're good. Just be quiet.
Okay, is that what the group would like to do? Is attempt to spend an hour here taking a short rest?
Sure.
yes.
All right, so Pen, as you begin to pull these pitons out of the wall, the door, the rest of you guys try to relax, just catch your breath, that sort of thing. All right, about 10 minutes pass by, and Pen,
little
you're able
quiet.
to pull... Oh, I'm sorry, am I quiet?
No, I'm trying to do it kind of quietly, not just like bashing it with the hammer, you know?
Right, so think of this as sort of like pulling a nail out of a wall, right? And you probably got your crowbar, grasping on with your hand, trying to pull these out. You try to do it quietly, but of course, each time you're pulling one out, it takes some force. It is definitely making some noise. As you're spending this time, about 10 minutes or so, you manage to pull 2 of them out. So you can add 2 pitons to your sheet. As you start to spend a bit more time here, and again, the group is trying to do what it can, The sound of the clattering from the other side of the door is getting much louder as suddenly there is a sound of almost like a bash on the other side of the door.
Too slow. I tried to move just in time, but I was too slow.
Yes, you were. All right, sorry, 1 second. It looks like I'm hoping the API scripts didn't just crash here. Oh, it looks like they did, but it reset on its own, so that's good. Okay, so with that sound occurring on the other side of the door, we will move to initiative order. I will unlock the tokens, and Corin, you are the first to react hearing that sound.
Okay. Corin, looks like he's about to say, I told you so. Doesn't. He will prepare a firebolt to blast whatever comes through that door. And I think that is all he's going to do for now.
Okay, Hugo.
Okay, so, yeah, Hugo. I guess I'll go. I'll go here, and I'll prepare Thunder Wave if the door gets open. I see a bad guy.
Okay, so just as a FYI, for leveled spells, if you ready it, you pre-cast the spell, and then if for some reason it doesn't get triggered, you do lose the spell slot. Is that what you'd like to do?
Oh, when you put it that way. You know what? No, you're right. I'm not gonna risk that. I'm just going to I'll wait here, and if something comes out, I'll cast Toll the Dead.
Okay, readied cantrip. Alright, if that's the end of your turn, Hugo, go ahead and pass your turn to Grask.
I just clicked it and it didn't do it.
Oh, okay, so yeah, I thought the sandbox might have been having some trouble. Let me do a fresh reset on it real quick, and 2 seconds, you'll be able to try again. Alright, go ahead and give it a shot now. So, Grask's turn.
Okay, did the bang come from this door or this door?
The door on the east wall.
Real east or fake east? Okay, cool. I'm going to move here, and I'll drop my torch on the ground where I am
Does
right
the door
now.
open in or out before you open that? Sorry.
I'm not opening
I would say this door would open inwards.
So that way, right?
No, into the hall. Well, actually, let me think here. It's not specified in the module text, so yeah, I think it probably makes more sense that it would open into the room. So yeah, we'll say that you would have to grab it from the south side and swing it open.
So you could hide behind the door if you open it.
You could, yep.
Okay, I'm gonna stand right here and ready an action to attack anything that opens this door.
Okay, so just to
Okay,
clarify,
an enemy that opens the door. Someone that's
Okay.
not one of my friends who opens the door.
So just to clarify, to make sure we're all visualizing this the same way, I'm going to show you on screen how this door is going to open. So it's going to open from the lower left to the top right. So if the door is opened, essentially you're going to be blocked by the door, swinging at anything. Is this where you'd like to stand with that in mind?
Okay, so I just need to stand over on this side.
Yep, and then you would have a free clear shot.
Okay, then that is what I do.
All right, good deal. So you step to that corner, ready in action to attack any enemies that come through the door. Okay, we move to Pen.
All right, I'll go ahead and. But we pull out the rapier, go over here, and I'll just open the door.
All right, you pull the door open. As the door is opened, you notice a hallway on the other
I can't see
side.
it because the door. I'm hiding behind the door as it opens.
Yep, yeah, so the door is
I
technically in
can't be in
between
there.
you. I wonder if I actually might be able to just move this real quick to give you that effect.
I can see down there.
Every door in D&D Dungeons should be like Star Trek doors, where they like go into the wall.
And they make a whoosh now sound.
Yeah, it's all like those Japanese doors that slide into the walls.
All right, so as the door is open, that sound on the other side you heard is revealed to be a walking skeleton. And you notice piled behind this, those of you that at least can see in here, are more skeletons. Okay, Arminy's turn.
Shut the door! Shut the door! Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna step here. Oh my god. That's what.
Do our held actions go off when we see those guys?
If your held action qualifies right now, just remind me what it was. But yeah, if it qualifies, certainly.
It was Toll the Dead, whatever came out of the door. If anything came through the door.
Okay, so if you want to say that, you saw an enemy, I'm fine with saying you could trigger that here.
Okay. Alright, so Toll the Dead.
All right, so you cast a Toll the Dead on the enemy. And yes, that does seem to affect it. Go ahead and post your damage. Okay, creature has not been wounded yet, so I'll take that first damage. And as the necrotic energy courses through it, you notice some of its bleached white bones turn dark.
Adam, I don't. With the since you did the fancy door thing, I guess I don't see into there from my angle. I don't know if you can check my vision and tell me.
Yeah,
I
I see exactly what you're seeing. And yes, I would say the door is blocking your vision based on the way that Penn has positioned it to defensively be able to stand behind there.
Okay, that's fine. I'll just hold on until something actually steps out.
Okay, fair enough.
You just hear me say, "Oh my god." Okay. A 15-foot cube. Should we pull out the big guns right off the bat?
Is
Do
this Thunder Wave?
It's a personal favorite, so.
All right. If this is Thunder Wave is actually one of our spells on the Smart AoE. So you can go over to the macro section, find cast-Thunder Wave, make sure your token is selected, and then click that die icon to create the targeting icon.
Oh shoot! It put the target in the black part, so I can't move it over.
There you go.
Thank you. Fine. All right, so right there makes sense, right? For like the center. It's because it has to be 5 feet from me, right?
So just to clarify, did you select Thunder Wave when you did this one?
Yeah, the cast Thunder Wave button at the bottom.
Let me retry this one real quick, because I'm pretty sure Thunder Wave is forces it to be adjacent to you. 1 second. So let's see, you got your token selected, cast Thunder Wave at level 1.
Maybe I didn't have it selected.
No, you certainly did. Yeah, I thought for some reason that this automatically snapped, but it looks like it's not. So yes, right there would be mechanically where it would appear, because it pushes outwards from you.
Yep. Let's do that. Let's see what happens.
All right, with your token still selected, go up to the top there with your action button and find Trigger All. Okay, as this thunderous force pushes through, it damages those in the hallway. Make sure you click your Thunderwave spell on your sheet to burn that spell slot, and I will deduct, or actually it already applied the damage, but who gets pushed back? The first guy kind of gets thrown back into the one behind him. I'm going to say that makes him fall prone. And then the last guy also gets pushed back, similar situation.
Okay, I'm going to risk an attack and back up.
Okay, you step back and you do not take an opportunity attack.
They're friendly. That's it, confirmed.
Sorry, guys.
They must be friendly.
Okay, Sebastian's turn. Yeah, he sees this. He doesn't want to bottleneck everything, so he is going to step to... I think he'll actually step to here and take a defensive position. Okay, top of the round, but before Corin's turn, now it looks as though these creatures are active.
When one of them walks in, I've got my action to swing at them.
Okay, it is still Corin at the top of the initiative order. Corin, your turn.
Oh boy, there's a lot. Corin's gonna go here, then here. Yeah. He's going to cast. You got web in your templates there, Adam?
It is one of the smart AoEs, yes.
Let's see if I can figure it out.
So I'll walk you through it real quick. Just make sure your token is selected. Go over to the macro section, top right, bulleted list icon. Find cast-web. Click the die icon just left of the word cast-web, and that should generate a targeting icon on screen.
It's not in my...
Oh,
drop
okay.
down
That
list.
means that one was not shared with you guys then. Let me just double check that setting real quick. Yep, that's exactly the issue. Should appear any moment. And of course they're alphabetical, so just scroll down until you find cast-web.
There it is. Yeah. Okay.
And if you're happy with where it's at, with your token still selected, just click trigger all.
Yep. With my character token or the spell token?
I think, do you have the trigger all button at the top if you targeting thing is selected?
I do see it actually, yeah.
Yep,
So
then yeah, that's what you'll use. Okay, so as you cast this spell and the web stretches out down below, trying to grasp onto the creatures themselves, we see that half succeeded and half failed. I'm getting a little bit of lag here, but it should update by removing that targeting icon and apply the webbed icon to those that failed. So we'll give that a moment. Hopefully that's the case.
I see two. I don't know if that was another. Was
That
that
was the
from
prone.
Thunderwave? Yeah.
Anything else on your turn here, Corin? And if this doesn't update, I'll just start throwing the icons on.
I am going to. 1 second. I'm just looking at. I am going to keep saying yeah, I'm going to use 3 sorcery points to get back a second level spell slot on my bonus action.
Okay.
And that's it.
Alrighty, so this guy's turn, and I believe in addition to the web, even those that succeed, it creates difficult terrain, if I remember correctly?
I believe so.
If you're in difficult terrain and you're prone, does it take your full movement to stand up?
I'll have to calculate that. Hang on 1 sec.
I think if you're restrained, you wouldn't be able to stand up.
That is true. Yep. Okay, so the ones that succeed, it says the webs are difficult terrain and lightly obscure the area. Okay, so this guy is going to start pushing through the webs, trying to get closer. Then he will dash. As he steps out to here, Grass, that will trigger your readied action. You slash out. I want to say that misses, right?
I really hope not.
I want to say that
really
misses, right?
Oh no, I don't think I get the prone because he's behind the door. So
Yeah, I had a dream about this.
Oh, yeah.
I want to say this misses, right? Nudge, nudge. Am I correct or no?
I'm gonna spend that sword. Am I muted?
Yeah, okay. My trying to do secret information here is not working, so let me just pull you to a separate channel real quick. So the frightened thing, right? Skeleton, this should be at disadvantage?
Yeah, you're completely right. Yeah,
okay.
I gotcha.
All right, I'll take you back.
And then
all right, sorry about that, guys. So, yes, that will miss, and then you're spending the bonus to try to hit, but unfortunately, it will still miss. So you can remove that sword icon. Yeah, you notice the axe comes down, tries to hit, but does not. Okay.
we have to leave.
All right, Grask mentions that as this guy has moved and dashed, so I will skip his turn. We go to this guy. Similar situation. He is not restrained by the webbing, so he is going to move some difficult terrain, but he will manage to push through to here. Once he does, let's see, he's got a few different targets to pick from. He is going to attack Grask. So Grask, you notice this bony figure with a short sword in hand pierces forward towards you. Defensive roll, please. Nice. All right, so you managed to deflect this blow. All right. Those of you in the room notice a wispy form suddenly emerges through that pitoned door. As it enters the room with its shadowy presence, it also has multiple targets to go after. Ooh, it's going to decide to go after Pen, who is behind this door here. So it will slide down and reach out to try to grasp you, Pen. Defensive roll. So this is the first time you did this. Just click your token, and at the top, token action, defensive roll or defense roll. Just click that to try to evade this attack. All right, as the creature reaches forth, you are nimble enough to evade the strike, and that does not connect. Okay, this guy is restrained by the webbing, so he is going to attempt to break free. So, Corin, go ahead and throw me a d20, please. Or actually, just give me a spell effect roll. That will work. Okay, I'll take that. So, or just give me a spell effect roll. We'll be consistent. Okay, so he is still restrained, cannot break free. Emerging through that door, as you notice another wispy, shadowy form.
Can they smell the death on us?
Maybe.
I knew I should have finished bashing that statue.
This one engages Corin, and Corin, I'll need you to make a defensive roll at advantage. All right, that'll count as a fumble for the enemy. Please roll a fumble, and we'll see what happens to this enemy. Okay, so no weapon in hand. So that
His hand falls off.
His shadowy hand falls to the ground. Yeah, maybe. He does indeed miss that strike, though. All right, and this is starting to sound like Old Hat as another shadowy form emerges through the open door. This one also chooses to engage Pen as it floats down to here. And Pen, I will need another defensive roll, please. Oof, this time not quick enough, Pen, as it reaches out, grasps onto you, and deals 9 points of necrotic damage. And then I'll need you to roll a d4, please, and subtract that much from your strength. Alright, 3 reduction in strength. As we move to the next opponent's turn, he's also restrained. Corin, spell effect roll, please. He manages to break free from this using his action, and he will move to here. And that's about as far as he's going to get as we move to Hugo.
Okay. Hugo is going to move one over here.
As you step away from these two opponents within reach, I'll need you to make 2 defensive rolls, as both of these shadowy figures will take their opportunity attacks against you. The first one manages to grasp upon you here, Hugo. You will suffer 8 necrotic damage, and I'll need you to roll a d4 and subtract that from your strength.
Okay. Do I have advantage on the defensive roll if they're the undead?
Oh, yes, good call. You do. Let me double check attack score here. Yeah, actually, that means that one will miss you. Yeah, so no worries. Ignore that damage and strength drain, and throw me one more defensive roll, please. Yes, this one you evade as well.
Okay. And then I'm going to try to telekinetically shove Pen from this spot to this spot.
Okay, so he's got the door between him and you at the moment. Can you actually see him?
Yeah, I can see his portrait right here.
Okay, yeah, I guess, again, as this is force and telekinetic, I'll say that could work. So, Pen, you feel a presence trying to shove you to the north. Would you like to accept this or try to resist it?
Sure, I'll take it.
All right, you are shoved, gently shoved, I suppose, to the north.
Okay. And then, awesome, as my action, I'm going to cast Burning Hands.
Okay, I think that one's we got on the smart AoE as well. Let me just make sure that one's shared with you. Let's see, it's definitely in the list. And yes, it is already shared with you. So same thing, Hugo, just make sure your token is selected, and then over in the macro section, the bulleted list icon, find cast-burning hands, click the die icon just left of the word cast, and that should pop up a targeting icon. It may ask you what level you want to cast it. And let me know if you need me to repeat any of those steps. I know I went over that real quick.
I hit the die icon. I don't have it clicked in bar, but let me click it one more time.
You might notice it pops up like behind a character sheet if you got that open, asking you what level you'd like to cast the spell.
Don't see it.
So just FYI for me, when I have your token selected and I click that die icon, it pops up right in the center of the screen and says input value. If you've got a character sheet open or anything else that might be blocking it, you might want to look behind it.
Yeah, I got it. Sorry. I got it.
Yeah,
right
no
here.
worries. Takes a little bit to get used to this. All right, so that's now the targeting icon is on screen. You should be able to drag that targeting icon where you like, and that's going to show you the squares that will be affected.
Oh, I still get them. Oh, dang. Well. Oh, man. For some reason, I thought it did this one, or like up to there.
Based on the angle that you're at, unfortunately, I think that's what you're going to get. You do have the ability, when it's selected, I think you'll see in your action bar, it'll say like CCR or CR to move it slightly. But again, you're going to be pretty limited with Burning Hands because it's coming out as a cone. You might be able to justify aiming more south. So if you want to try those to sort of adjust the angle of the cone, you could try that.
Could he not have moved Pen diagonally instead of in a line too?
There was really nowhere else to move Pen because he was there was only one open space and he's surrounded by enemies.
Oh, sorry, I've cheated. I
Okay.
actually can't see that. I thought that space was empty.
Okay, I see. All right.
If you hold Alt while you try and place it, it'll let you do it like not snapping to the grid, I think.
Yeah, but the Burning Hands has to come right from you, so it's probably better not to do that.
Well, I don't want to just get these 3 with it, but I said I'm just going to cast it. So,
Decisions. And remind me real quick as well, Hugo, what is in your hands right now?
They were immune
just-
to it last time anyway, right? Or resistant.
The shadows were, yes.
Okay. Well.
So, sorry. So, just real quick check on the hands there, Hugo. What do you have in your hands at the moment?
So it's an empty hand and shield.
Empty hand and shield. Okay, yes, you're all set.
Yeah.
So you've obviously got spell component pouch or arcane focus, whatever you got there to cast your spell. You're good to go.
Yeah, spell component. I mean, I don't know what to do. I'm sorry. I said I cast it, so I don't want to take it back now that my angles aren't right. So I guess I am just going to cast it from here. I'm sorry, Pen. I didn't mean to do this to you.
All right, so what I'm going to do is move Pen out of this for now. Go ahead and do the trigger all, and then he'll get to roll his own saving throw. So go ahead and hit trigger all, and we'll apply that damage automatically to the enemies. All right, so it looks like all 3 of them passed the save. So I'll slide Pen back to where he is, and then Pen, please throw me a dexterity saving throw.
Not is it to public or to GM?
You can roll this one publicly. Okay, so that will be a failure. So you're going to suffer the full 11 points of fire damage. So as Hugo places his hands out, you notice this probably look on his face of, uh-oh, and the fire bursts forth, wrapping in this area, and damaging several of these enemies, but also striking into Pen and burning him badly.
I'm new at this. I'm sorry. Sorry. And with that one being dead, I'm just going to run up this way a little bit, profusely apologizing.
And I'll take him off screen just to make up some room there. Okay, move to Grask's turn.
Am I reading that spell right? That the shadow took 2 damage from it?
So Shadow's resistant to it, so it took half and half again.
Math is so painful.
That's why Smart AoE does it all for you. It's great.
Okay, Grask again repeats, "We have to leave. We have to leave here now." And he is going to... I'm going to take 15 feet to here. So I'll take, I think, an opportunity attack from that skeleton.
You will, yes. Give me a defensive roll. No longer protected or anything. So yeah, defensive roll, please.
I took it off my sheet because I thought it expired. But if Corn still has his, mine was twinned from his.
Yeah, it's a 10-minute cast. And oh, actually, yes, I'm sorry. It was 10-minute duration on that, right, Corin?
Yes.
So you guys started the short rest and more than 10 minutes passed. So yes, that would indeed be over.
Oh, and you know what? I have web up too, so that
would do it as
concentration
well,
in
yeah.
there too. Sorry.
Okay, but yes, luckily you're on your game here and you evade this strike.
Okay, and then I'm going to use one of my bloodline abilities. And I'm going to cast Spike Growth.
Nice. All right, let's see. I don't know if that one's in here. Unfortunately, that one is not in here.
I've just posted it on, I added the spell to my sheet too. Oh, that's handy too.
Okay, so 20-foot radius. Let me get you a template real quick.
I don't think it has a saving throw. It just happens.
Yeah, it's only when they move.
Yeah.
And my intent is, so these things here, these things are definitely floating around, right? That's what I get from them.
Yes, indeed.
Hey, don't worry about me. Just make me walk through the spikes. It'll be fine.
All right, so let's see, 20-foot radius here. Let me make sure that's correct. Yeah, that looks correct. Okay, let me give you control of this.
This is so much bigger than I thought it was, guys.
It always is. Everybody says that every time they cast it.
I thought it was diameter for some reason. Anyway, my intent is to put this in the hallway as much as I can.
So I'll try to move it there. You should be able to move it now and put it somewhere you can see.
Every time I try and move it, it gets caught. So the furthest I can see is this skeleton here. So that's where I want it to go.
So I'm gonna say right there probably would be the lowest you can possibly go.
Yeah, the least harm to my teammates as I can do.
Okay.
Okay, so that's that. I moved 15 feet, so I'm going to move 15 feet more.
All right, we'll move to Pen. So yeah, Pen, you just got blasted by flame, and then you notice on the ground here suddenly all these rigid, razor-sharp spikes just appear on the ground, sticking straight up. What would you like to do?
Before you do your action here, welcome to your first session. I absolutely did not think you would be included in that. I misread that spell. This is the second spell in a row that a teammate has cast on you. I swear we're not doing this on purpose.
I was going to say, yeah, Pen, don't take it personally. They don't do this normally, so... All right, so finding yourself in the corner here, Pen, next to a couple of enemies, what would you like to do? Uh-oh, hopefully we didn't lose Jack there. Are you still there, Jack? All right, he might be having
Oh,
some...
sorry, I was pushing the wrong button there.
Oh, okay.
So
good.
are
I was
these
like,
things
we lost it.
ephemeral, or so that I can move through them, or are they solid?
The creatures to your west are incorporeal. You could move through them, yes.
All right, I will take the disengage action
Okay.
and move to here, and hopefully these spikes won't kill me.
Okay, well, let's find out. Grask, roll 2d4, please.
Is this likely to kill you? Because I could drop concentration. We can all try and run.
I got 4 hit points, so good shot.
I should probably just drop concentration then, shouldn't I?
I can take care of him.
You have him in line of sight, so as he starts to move, you technically could do that off turn if you wanted to.
Armini says she's got him, so I'm gonna trust her on that, and we'll try and roll this. I've been rolling bad all night, so maybe I roll the 2 here.
All right, let's see it. Go ahead and roll 2d4, please, Grask.
Yeah.
All right, so, Pen, as you try to escape this very dangerous situation...
Does it not have a saving throw?
No, unfortunately, Spike Growth does not. So as you step to here, you will step into some of these razor-sharp spikes and become wounded, and this will drop you to exactly 0, so you will fall prone. You're not on death saves, because you're exactly 0, but you are unconscious. All right, that will take us to Armini's turn.
I start calling on the goodness of Eric. And I'm going to start off with a healing word for Pen.
Okay, yeah, go ahead and post that. Okay, and I think you've got the Disciple of Life, right? So that should be an extra...
Thank you. I forgot to click it.
No worries. Just go ahead and click that independently so he knows his total that he gets back there.
3 more. So 8 altogether.
All right, so 8 HP back to Pen, so that should get you up to 8 HP. So you'll become conscious once again, Pen, but you will have 1 level of exhaustion.
And that was just a bonus action, so for my action... Oh, that's a bonus action too. For my action... I will... Sacred Flame the thing in front of me.
All right, you call Sacred Flame down on this shadowy form, and it will indeed strike it. Go ahead and post damage. You notice this creature is particularly susceptible for that, and that will deal 4 damage.
Nice. I'll just.
Okay, we move to this skeleton's turn. He's going to stand up from prone, spending half of his movement. And then he's going to try to make his way out. He'll step to here. Throw me 2d4, please, Grask. Alright, that'll do enough damage to destroy him. So as he steps forward, he falls to a pile of clattered bones. Okay, next one. He's restrained. Spell effect roll, please, Corin. He is not strong enough to break free, so he is going to stay right where he's at. As we move to Sebastian, realizing you guys are trying to extricate yourself a bit here, he is going to step to here. He'll provoke 1 opportunity attack from the skeleton. But I think that will hit him. 1 second. Oh no, that will just miss him as he just barely evades. He'll move here 10 feet, 15 feet. He is going to grapple onto Penn and pull him back a little bit, hoping that this will help him. So he'll pull you back to their Penn. He will take 1 more opportunity attack. And this one does manage to strike him. Okay, so yes, he will take a strong blow there. And lose a little bit of his strength. Okay, move to the top of the round, guys. We're a little bit over session time here, but I wanted to make sure we had a good ending place at the top of the round. So, Penn, hope you enjoyed your first session. Got into a lot of chaotic stuff here. You guys are going to start off next week right in the thick of some danger. So, yeah, good session, guys. And we will pick up again next week. Same time, same place.
Okay.
Good game.
At
It's
least
nice
I'm still
knowing you.
alive.
Good session, guys. And I'm sorry, I
another
feel like this is the worst
round anyway.
introduction ever.
Yeah, no,
it is
no,
not
just
personal.
burn
It's
me,
not personal.
stab me with grounds. It's
This is
all
just the
fine.
initiation. It's just initiation.
This is the hazing.
Yeah,
Welcome.
I'm not gonna retaliate against you guys when you're sleeping. It's
Oh,
not gonna
God.
happen.
Says the assassin rogue. Right?
Oh boy.
All right, good
Remember,
session.
I healed you. I healed you.
Get in your excuses now, guys. Yep. All right, good session, everybody. We will see you all next week. Have a great night.
See
Bye,
ya.
everyone. Have a
Bye,
good one.
guys.